And with that, we welcome you into the World Series of Poker Winter Online Circuit Series. This is the final table of the Big 50. Jeff Platt alongside Brent Hanks. Brent, quite a way to kick things off. I don't know how you can't be fired up after watching that video. Brent, we have a $50 buy-in and a prize pool of more than $1.4 million. Let's go, my friend.
$50 and a dream. 168,000. That's the top prize today, Jeff. I'm still mesmerized by that remarkable intro. My goodness gracious, I haven't seen graphics like that maybe ever.
We've got the wintry theme for the Winter Online Circuit Series of the World Series of Poker on GG. Everybody guaranteed $11,568. And as Brent said, they're playing for that top prize of more than $168K. All right, Brent, let's do this. We're going to go with your favorite segment first. As we're in a bit of a time crunch. We only have a little bit more than 10 minutes left in the final table betting. How's this for a partnership, Brent, between PokerShares and GG? So let's get right to it. Let's take a look at the final table odds. I mean, you love this. You've been trying to bet on final tables. I
want to bet. I bet on everything. I wish I could bet on this, Jeff. You know, we're here in the States. I can't bet. I can't fire. I just want to gamble, get the juices flowing. My favorite segment, my absolute favorite segment, Jeff. I'm looking at all of these odds, and you know, I am such a sucker for the underdog.
Yes, you are.
And I believe Adam Bonk right there. He's got about 14 big blinds. Guys, he's a short stack, but come on. You know, you got money to burn, to bet. Let's go. You can bet right now. Jeff, I think you said we got 10 minutes left. You can still place your bets.
Right, you pull it up in the client, so we'll walk you through some of these players and their odds. And don't worry for Brent, I don't want to stereotype and call us dumb Americans who can't understand the decimal odd system, but producer Simon hooked us up with some American odds, so we'll be able to read through those just fine. And as you said, Brent, unfortunately for us, since we're in the States, we cannot bet on GG. And also, Brent, we are busto, so I don't know.
Straight busto, Jeff. You got to collect a paycheck in order to do the betting, right? I mean, come on.
Right. So I don't know how we would be able to fire a bet off in this one. All right, so you see it. I'm Luck Pads enters this final table as the chip leader with about a quarter of the chips in play. 3.2 on the decimal odds. Brenny's at plus 240. And so here you have it. It's understandable why he's a favorite, right? Because he's our most experienced player. He's got more than $400,000 in winnings on GG, and he's got a massive chip lead.
Yeah, and now, Jeff, let's just make this even easier to understand. Say I want to put $100 on I'm Luck Pads, and he's plus 220 in American odds. That means if I bet 100, I could win 220. Jeff, is that correct?
That is correct. That's why we bring you in here. I mean, you're the best in the business. Second place, we'll get more into our players a little bit later in the show. But, Brent, this is one of the coolest stories out there. In second place, QY 707 out of China. First,
the Q.
His first GG poker tournament, he or she, his or her first cash, his or her very first final table, a completely new player to GG poker, going off at around 4 or 5 to 1. I mean, how do you not love this story?
Isn't that it? Isn't that the actual dream right there? Yeah. First tournament ever played on GG Poker. Puts down the $50, has made the final table, second in chips, and has a chance to just turn, I don't know, that $50 deposit into $168,000, guaranteed $11,000 and change already. Folks, this is the dream. This is the scratch-off poker dream. This is the lottery that I want to win.
QY with a little bit more than 27 million in chips. Party Maker is in third with about 24 million. Party Maker shipped a $25 GG Masters event back in February. Comes into this one with more than 13K in earnings on GG, going off at about 5 to 1, I would say. Doom Switcher is in fourth. We have PhD Don in fifth. The Good Doctor, Brent, coming into this one in fifth place. Most of the action on I'm Luck Pads. Not a lot of faith, Brent, in our underdogs, as we have PhD Don in our short stacks, Freddy Kater, button clicking, Adam Bonk, and in Clouds LY. As you see the total amount of money bet, most going with the favorite here.
Yeah, I guess the heavy favorites driving all the action. I'm really surprised it's sort of the middle of the pack. Typically, I do see Doom Switcher, Party Maker. They've got a pretty good amount of money on them, getting 5 and 6 to 1. By the way, Doom Switcher, phenomenal name. Phenomenal name. Might I also point out he's German. Jeff, I've never met a German that doesn't suck at poker. So clearly this guy is going to be pretty good, Doom Switcher, right? I mean, am I wrong here?
I don't know. Didn't the Germans have their heyday in like, what, 2016, 2017, 2018? I think they're washed up. Well, I haven't seen...
ever stopped?
I haven't seen Reiner Kempe's name in a leaderboard in a while. I mean,
I just
Fedor,
watched
what does that guy do?
I just watched Koray Aldemir take down, I think it was like a Super Millions event here on G. He was the favorite coming in to lead the betting market, and he won it. It's German.
Yeah, well, save for Aldemir and Fedor and Schlabel, and I have seen Reiner's name. Okay, maybe the Germans are still good.
They still got it, Jeff. They still got it, the Germans.
They still got it. Freddy Kater, my guy out of Israel. Let's see. He is 6th in chips right now, going off at about 17, 18 to 1. You can get a nice price on these guys. Button clicking is their button clicking with about 14K in earnings on GG. And Brent, in clouds, and again, we'll get to this in a little bit also, the only player to put up a piece of his action on GG Poker for day 2 of the tournament.
How does that work, Jeff? So on day 2, you can sort of get a little, I don't know, reduce the variance, sell off a little bit, guarantee some money without even cashing yet?
Exactly. Long story short, you know, they drive the markup up a little bit. It depends on your stack size, of course, and you just go to work. So he offered 20% to the good people out there. Only sold off 4%. Sold off 4%. That's it. That's it. That 4% is already worth $462. Could be worth as much as $7,000. All right,
I gotta tell you, that's a tough sell when your name is button clicking.
Yeah.
No, you see that? Like sounds like, oh, I don't know. Maybe if it was like GTO bot, probably would have sold all 20%, Jeff.
Yeah, but this player was in clouds, not button clicking.
Exactly, Jeff.
Right. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen.
We're back.
And we are back. So, Brent, let's do this. Let's save our picks for a couple minutes. And right now, let us take a look at what the GG squad members have to say. Let's send it over to the squad and get their thoughts.
What is up, guys? My name is Jay Nandes, and today we're going to bet on the final table of the WSOPC event number 1, the $50 2-day event. And I switched to view here to American Odds, and I'm going to be betting on a couple of guys. First one is Doom Switcher. I think we're getting a sweet price here, plus 600. I'm going to bet. Let's put like $113 on that guy. Just like, yeah, based on the short stack. So we're going to put another 100 or so. We put in like. If we put in $100 and he wins, we win 1,700. So we're going to place that bet as well. All right, off to the race. And if you guys want to participate as well, then head over to GG Poker, open the lobby for the WSOPC event number 1, and place your bets.
Hey guys, this is Jacktis, and today I'm gonna bet some money on the final table in the WSOPC $50 event. I'm just gonna bet some money on I Am Luck Pads. He seems to be the most experienced player to me. That's the most winnings. We're just gonna place $20 and hope we're gonna make some money out of this.
Yeah, thinking about it here. Final table betting of the $50 WSOPC. I think your boy's gonna get in there. We're gonna get in the mix. Yeah, like I said, I don't know if luck pads. I think these two guys are gonna be your sleeper bets where the value is. I think a lot of these shorter stacks I'm a little bit more unfamiliar with. You know, button clicking might be a good home run swing, but I'm gonna go with a Doom Switcher here. We're gonna throw a $50 bet down. This is my first one. We're in. So we got a sweat. If you guys want to get a piece, check it out. Final table betting here on GG. Use my sign up code. Gang shit.
Well, that was pretty simple. It was quite a sales pitch from our guy Egyptian. So Brent, we saw Jay Nandes, we saw Jektis, we saw Egyptian, and Doom Switcher seems to be a pretty popular selection, I would say.
Well, Jeff, I tried to tell you, he's got a great name, number 1, Doom Switcher, and he's German. I mean, these guys are sharp. You see what the GG squad is doing. They're focusing on the German. A little disappointed that nobody is on the underdog. I mean, come on, guys. Those are where the heavy odds are. It's easy to spin this thing up. I mean, the chip leader's only got, what, 70 bigs? The short stack's got 14 bigs? I mean, come on, let's go.
can make that up in a heartbeat. All right, so if you're in the chat, if you're watching us now, hit up that GGPoker client, as you only have 5 more minutes to get your final table bets in. Again, 5 more minutes to get those final table bets in. And I want you guys in the chat to let us know who you are betting on. Who do you have? Why do you like that selection? Maybe use these next 2 minutes to try to influence us. I think I've got my pick. I think I'm pretty locked in, Brent, but I will give you the honors, my friend. And who would you like to select? Where's the most value for Brent Hanks on this board?
Well, I mean, again, I think I've already sort of been insinuating that I'm going to bet an underdog. If I'm going to put, let's say, 100 units on this, Jeff, $100, I'm going Poland, Adam Bonk at plus 1750. So my 100, if I bet it, that's going to return $1,750. I love the underdogs. That's the tier that I want to focus on. So that's my pick. I'm going to Adam Bonk here, Jeff.
Okay. The underdog is howling for Brent Hanks. All right, Brent, I'm kind of thinking of this dream storyline and how it could continue and perhaps wrap up in magical fashion. Give me the QY 707 out of China, our player's very first tournament. So his or her very first cash, so his or her very first final table. And you know, a new player says forget ICM. I don't care about ICM. Says forget about ladders. I don't care about ladders. I just want to go for the win and go for that $168,000. So Brent, what can I get on the Q right now? About 4 or 5 to 1?
Yeah, what I'm seeing right now, live odds on the Q. He is plus 475. Jeff, you're going to put down 100. You're going to get $475 in return. I love your insight there. He might not have a ton of final table experience, he or she may not come in with some sort of ICM strategy trying to just ladder up. Might just go for the win. Could just go right for the throat.
Might just go for it indeed, and that's why I like the Q in this one. So Brent, unfortunately we're stuck in the land of the free, the United States of America, and cannot bet on that GGPoker client. What do you say we each book the other's bet?
Okay.
But not for that much money, because I don't really want to see an Adam Bonk spike and just have to send you my entire account. Maybe we'll do 1/10 of our usual unit size placed. Okay. So you get it on Adam Bonk. So effectively you could win 170, 180-ish off of me. I get it on QY. I could win 40 or 50 bucks off of you. How's that sound?
This is our virtual handshake. We are booked. Yeah. There we go. We are booked. Here we go. We got action, Jeff.
We are booked. Brent, do you have the chat up? You're talking with the good people over on ggpoker.tv. I see the rocker is here. I see Poker Nikki. I see a little nervous. We're all a little nervous for this one if we've got some action on it. The action, that final table action, starting in a couple minutes on the GGPoker client, and we'll have the live stream cards up coverage in about half an hour. Wisco Baron is in the mix. Says just here for the Platt and Hanks banter. Well, you've come to the right place. I see our mods. Danish Sausage is in the mix. What is up to Alex? What is up to Kevin? I'm just here to talk about how sad I am that I don't have access to these kinds of opportunities. Kevin, we certainly feel you. Entering $1 million guaranteed prize pool for only $50 would be awesome. Brent, that would be awesome, huh?
But it's incredible. If you think about that, 31,000 plus runners played this thing. They paid out. This is another really interesting stat that I love about this event, Jeff. They only paid out 5% of the field.
Yeah.
So 1,600 players got paid. Usually you're paying out 20%, maybe 10%, somewhere in that ballpark. But more money for these folks. 5% of the field got paid. $168,000 up top. I mean, that's incredible. Incredible.
More than 31,000 entries and a lot of dynamic events to come on the World Series of Poker circuit schedule. So thank you all so much for joining us today for our preview show. We are here every single Saturday with final table coverage, and we wrap up the final table betting now. So hopefully you all got some winning plays in. Make sure to let us know in the chat who you fired on. So Brent, what do you say we transition? We take a look at the World Series of Poker circuit winter online circuit series. I'll get the words confused here and there, but you guys get what I'm talking about. And we recap what's gone down so far. We see the Super Millions as a consistent event on GG, but this time, Brent, it was a World Series of Poker circuit event. It was a $5 million guarantee, and it was won by Joaquin Melagno for a cool $636,000.
These numbers are astounding. $10,000 buy-in, huge prize pool. I mean, look at this payday. Joaquin takes home $636,000. That's event number 2. I mean, obviously, we're talking the high rollers. We're talking the cream of the crop. These are some of the best players in the world. What a score for Joaquin.
Yeah, Sam Valsden finished in 7th in this event, one of the best players in the game out of Finland. And then you see on the bottom of the screen, Mark Radoja had that 13th place finish. As we shift to event number 3, the 3K Deep Stack. And Brent, this one was won by a familiar name, Christian Jepsen.
Yeah, you know, Christian Jepsen is a legend. I believe he won a WPT online event not too long ago for a cool $930,000. Now he wins this WSOPC event number 3, 3K Deep Stack, another $213,000. His online alias, Eisenhower1. I have known him my entire career since I started playing online poker about a decade and a half ago. He's a legend, folks. He was the #1 ranked player online for about 6-7 months back in 2015, 2016. He's just a phenom. He's an icon, and he takes down another 6-figure score here in event number 3.
That field was loaded with superstars. Ole Shemion, Byron Kaverman, Steve O'Dwyer finished outside of the money, as did Brent Isaac Haxton, the soft bubble for Sir Ike. You think he's going to be okay with bubbling a 3K? You think he'll manage financially?
Harry Potter himself, he's just going to wave that wand and zap himself into another event, pick up some more money along the way. No surprise to see Ike Haxton in the mix. And shout out, you can see Chrissy B. Chrissy Bicknell, 5th place, $77,000, the #1 female player in the world.
That would be back-to-back-to-back GPI Female Player of the Year, Kristen Bicknell, just an absolute superstar. Finishing in 4th in this tournament, another woman, Sosia Zhang, plays by the screen name Anti-Ninja. And Brent, Sosia Zhang is a stone cold killer, can just compete with the best of them. This won't surprise you at all, but I played a World Series of Poker event with Sosia Zhang, and she just absolutely owned me.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me at all. You know, and I'm thinking back, this past summer, or excuse me, 2 summers ago, Jason Kuhn and Sosia Zhang were partners in the tag team event.
Yes.
Well, that tells you a little bit about who she's talking with, who she's sort of learning from, and she's really, really talented, a very tough player. Jeff, does not surprise me that she kicked your ass.
It's funny. I asked Jason Kuhn if he wanted to partner for the tag team event. He told me he wasn't playing. So that's
yeah. Well, last minute, I'm sure.
That's weird. So we mentioned the Super Millions, and we're showcasing that final table every Tuesday with Nananoku and Rotterdam. So let's take a look at how WSOP Circuit event number 2 wrapped up.
These 2 guys are punting hard. Oh my god, queens against 9s.
Well, here we go. 9s are gonna go for the 3-bet. Queens are gonna get it all in. 9s are gonna make the call. Queens hold. And then Anoko strikes again. We're not all in yet, but Kotelnikov is in all sorts of trouble. Gets it all in. Queens make the... I cannot believe what we just saw in the last 5 hands. Oh, the 9s are in trouble.
You need a
9. Or it is pretty much all over. Kotelnikov... Oh, no. A 6 of hearts doesn't change it.
What? Roddy's in shock. Roddy, I just saw your $500 go into your account and they just took it away literally with they didn't let go of the money and you didn't grab it in time. Can this be it? Can Kotelnikov come back?
Well, Queen Deuce. Nobody predicted Queen Deuce to win tonight. Oh, there's the king. It is pretty much all over unless we have a queen on the river. Is that paint? It is not paint, and that means that Kotelnikov will finish as the runner-up. And Malagno somehow, some way, finds a way to win the 27th edition of the High Roller Super Millions, wins almost $640,000. Nano, I don't know if I'm allowed to curse on this channel, but I'm going to do it. What the f did I just see in the last 5 hands? Come on.
Brent, two things to me stand out. I guess three. Joaquin wins it for $636,000, but who cares about that? Number one, Rotterdam and Ananoku. I mean, how much fun do these guys have on the broadcast?
I mean, I'm just sitting back here laughing at the back and forth between those two as they watch these guys play for $638,000. It was entertaining to say the least. And my goodness, I just can't get over that field, how difficult that was. A tremendous win for Joaquin.
Knocks off Andrei Kotelnikov. Kotelnikov, not a bad showing. Second place, wins almost $527,000. And then Brent, also what stands out, and we'll see plenty of this throughout our final table coverage. How about the squeeze, the river card squeeze on GG? So we can squeeze it. You heard Rotterdam saying, could it be paint? No, it's not paint. I just love squeezing the river. We're all about the sweats here.
Oh, it's the best, man. It's the best. You just let it, peel it a little bit, and then it flies open to see if you've got yourself a winner on the river. The GG software in general, I mean, we hear this from players over and over and over again. It's hands down the best. Nothing compares to this software.
The GG software did play host to the World Series of Poker International main event. 3 different day 1 flights, and then day 2 they played down to the final 9. Those 9 players met at the King's Casino in Rozvadov. -1, so they started the final table with 8 players in Brent. There was a former World Series of Poker main event final tableist in the mix, and we'll hear from him in about a minute. But how about that win for one Damian Salas?
Just tremendous, man. I mean, you remembered him final tabling the main not too long ago, and then follows it up from the live realm to the online realm. Got a sort of feeling that he's got this advantage coming in, having this experience on the main stage before, but just a tremendous showing from clearly a tremendous player.
Let us hear from the winner of the GG Poker World Series of Poker main event. We caught up with Damian Salas.
Damian, you came to the casino, you were smiling, you showed the flag and everything, always happy. You had a few minutes. How do you feel right now? Can you explain to me your emotions now that everything is finished here?
Bueno, creo que todavía no termino de dimensionar lo que pasó. Realmente yo estuve todo el torneo muy concentrado en hacer mi trabajo, en estar muy presente y consciente de lo que tenía que hacer en la mesa, tratando de absorber cada uno de los detalles y independizándome de todo el contexto, de lo que se estaba jugando, de la importancia que tenía el evento. Es una manera que tengo como para estar en foco y totalmente concentrado y ser coherente con lo que siento y ejecutar lo que siento. Después de que terminó, es como que de a poquito empiezo a caer en lo que significa todo esto. Yo vine con el claro objetivo de disfrutar de todo lo que estaba pasando con la meta en la gloria. Si hay una palabra que ahora en este momento te puedo decir que siento, independientemente del resultado, es que estoy muy pero muy orgulloso de cómo jugué. Estoy muy orgulloso de mí. Y tengo una gratitud enorme con toda la gente que me apoya. Y bueno, hoy tuve la suerte que me tocó a mí y entonces me siento un privilegiado.
Well, he certainly should be proud. He certainly should be grateful, should be appreciative of the opportunity. And he's probably certainly appreciative of the more than $1.5 million first place prize. And Brent, he gets to go heads up versus the American winner on the WSOP.com side of things for the main event for an extra $1 million on December 30th. Doesn't sound too shabby of an opportunity there.
I mean, what a free roll, right? Yeah. You get an extra $1 million cherry on top thrown into this thing. And I just loved his demeanor. I loved his attitude throughout that interview. That really is probably the most I've seen from Damian Salas, to sort of try and get inside the mind and understand who he is a little bit. And positive guy, stayed present. Everything seems to be in the right place for Damian Salas. I just think he's got a real advantage when he does play heads up against whoever the American will be.
And we've given Salas a hard time in the past, and it's a hard time that perhaps he's deserved. To your point, I think that gave us a little bit more of an insight, as he's clearly very methodical. He's clearly very thoughtful, and it takes him a decent amount of time to play certain hands. But we didn't have a live stream, so we don't care, Brent. You and the fine people at the Poker Central production team, you guys will just edit those clips down, right?
The power of fine editing, Jeff. Yeah, he might take a little while, but we'll see. Maybe he's got it together a little bit more and realizes we can play a little quicker now, Damien. Yeah. So, we'll find out. We'll find out. Whatever it is, Jeff, whatever he's doing it right. Another final table, another victory, main event, and Jesus, he's playing for a pile of money.
American final table taking place December 28th at the Rio, and then again December 30th, Damian Salas versus that winner for an extra $1 million and the title of 2020 World Champion. And we'll get to see those episodes on ESPN come 2021. Alex in the chat, is the American winner Jeff Platt? Spoiler alert, Alex. It's not. It's not. But Brent, you had high hopes for me, yeah?
Yeah, Jeff, I'm surprised that you were eliminated. I really am. I'm shocked it actually took that long.
Yep. Oh, that was very, very genuine. So we're happy to catch up with Damian Salas. More content from the international side of things of the main coming up on ggpoker.tv. All right, let us shift our focus to what we have going on today. Today's tournament, today's final table, it is the Big 50. There is a $1 million guarantee. And Brent, look at this. They smashed it. More than $1.4 million in the prize pool.
I mean, that's just remarkable. It's remarkable. Incredible. $1.4 million in a prize pool. Whereas the buy-in is $50. They got 31,000 people to come out and play this thing. It's hard to really let that sink in. I'm having a hard time putting my mind around this. It's just absurd. And someone's going to turn $50 into $168,000. That's just crazy.
That is absolutely ridiculous. I think producer Simon did the math on this one for us. It's more than 3,300 buy-ins up top in this one. You see all the satellites, and what an introduction, Brent, that this could be to GG Poker if you're firing. I mean, we see our guy or girl, the Q, getting in the mix for the first time playing a $50 tournament. These small buy-ins with massive, massive prize pools have been really cool to see, at least from the States.
Yeah, it's really incredible. I mean, in the way that they can diversify sort of the buy-in amounts. You saw that from the super high roller that they ran. That was a $10,000 buy-in that Joaquin won. And then, of course, now we've got the big 50 of $50 buy-in. So they're hitting the price points of all the different types and calibers of players. And I think that's what makes GG so unique and special these days in online poker is they have all the customers and they have all the right price points along the way.
And they'll have Brent Hanks traveling to Mexico at some point in 2021 just to get in the mix.
Wow. I can't wait. I'll tell you what. When I can finally leave this country and get out and play a little bit of online poker and get my GG account fired up, I am pumped to be back in there.
Do you have a passport or?
Well, I mean, I could work on that, Jeff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe by the 2021 online World Series of Poker. So you saw us break down the numbers, and now let us break down the players. And we will start, Brent, of course, with our chip leader. It is I'm Luck Pads out of Russia. We mentioned that he had the most experience coming in to this one. He's won more than 400K on GG. And you see this beautiful system. We bring him up. I'm Luck Pads. There he is. You see 4 of his titles on the right-hand side. Brent, he's won 2 World Series of Poker circuit side events, and now he's got a good chance at the WSOP circuit ring.
Yeah, right in his wheelhouse. The Russian, clearly a heavy favorite. Based on the live betting odds, he's got all the money on him to take this thing down. Remarkable resume. That's just on GG alone, folks. So who knows what this guy has been doing across the board on other sites. This is just tremendous stuff. Largest win, 28,000, Jeff. I'm going to go out on a limb and say he's going to beat that today. Unless he gets very unlucky, which happens, I think he's going to make this his largest career score.
Very bold prediction from Brent Hanks, I would say. So Brent said it, going off as the big favorite at about 2.5 to 1 with a quarter of the chips in play. Let's take a look at one of his featured hands that perhaps propelled him to this kind of a chip stack. And Brandon says it's never really a bad thing to pick up aces in the cutoff. You see how this hand went down on the right-hand side of your screen as it was Imluck Pads raising it up in the cutoff. It was Freddy Kater, another final tableist, defending in the big blind with the 8-4 of clubs. Flop comes 9-9 deuce with one club, and it goes check, check, Brent. Perhaps Imluck Pads getting a little sneaky here.
I love the check back, Jeff. I'm going to try and keep it simple. You're either way ahead or you're way behind on that sort of flop texture, right? If you're up against a 9, now you're dead to 2 outs. You can play a little coy, be a little deceptive with the 2 aces, checks it back, and obviously Freddie turns that equity. He's going to bet the turn, $375,000 when he picked up that flush draw. Imluck Pads, again, just calls. No reason to raise. Why would I raise? I could be up against 3 9s. He's going to call. River, another wonderful card, 7. Not going to fold. Freddie goes for it, just 8 high, misses the flush, and you can see aces just never folding. If you got a 9, you got a 7, you get the money, you earned it, pal.
Right. We'll just pay you off on that one. So a well-played hand from Imluck Pads with the aces, and again goes into the final table with more than 39 million in chips. That'll be about 65 bigs to start off play today, and he is our chip leader. All right, on to who's entering this tournament in second. My pick to win it. My favorite player. It's the Q. It's QY707. Very first final table. All right, that's a nice accomplishment. Very first cash. Oh, cool. Got in the money for the first time. Then made the final table. Very first tournament on GG. So he signs up, he makes the money, and he heads into the final table second in chips. Brent, you said it earlier, but this is the dream.
You're looking at it, folks. This is what the poker dream is all about. Your first event ever. You pony up the $50 buy-in, and then you just make a run through 31,000 people, and you final table this thing. He's going to turn 50 into at least 11,000 and change. He's got a great shot to finish top 3, second in chips. You know, I'm real curious to see how this, what we assume is an amateur / recreational player, how he or she adjusts. What is Q going to do? Just steamroll the thing? Or maybe just play patient? Let the money sort of flow. Let's see what Q does, Jeff.
The Q going off at about 6 to 1, 7 to 1 with about 45 big blinds. Let's take a look at one of the featured hands from QY707 when the blinds were 150K, 300K. It was Tilt Duck raising it up. QY in the big blind with the queen deuce of the clubs. Does defend. Does check call the flop on the ace queen board. The turn goes check, check. And then the lead here from the Q, Brent, on that river 4 on the double paired board.
I don't hate it. It's a little thin. I'm not sure what we're going to get called by that we're beating there. All flushes are going to call. Clearly, I mean, I think Tilt Duck just calls with aces full, right? Doesn't even raise.
Yeah, that's a strange one. That has many question marks in my notes.
I mean, I don't hate it. I think typically you're going to want to raise. Look how deep they are. And also, Jeff, let's think about the amount of money that's on the line as they approach this final table. Maybe you don't rip it in case you're very unlucky and you've walked into somehow ace queen or all the 4s, right? The running quads trick. You've seen it before in poker. Who knows?
Sure.
But I don't fault just a call there. Maybe a little maybe just click back.
Do you like the idea of the river bet a little bit more if it's a little bit smaller, if it's more like a blocker bet sizing there?
I honestly think you should probably just be looking to check call.
Okay.
If you are going to bet, then I would lean blocker sizing, but you have to just clearly, if you're going to bet, say you bet 600,000 and change, Jeff, whenever you get raised, I think you got to really consider folding, right? The only thing that's raising you is going to be aces full, never a flush, maybe pocket 4s. So, yeah.
All right, the Q coming into this one second in chips, coming into this one third in chips. It would be another Russian as we take a look at party_maker1. Brent, more results than the Q, but this is going to be his or her biggest score on GG.
Yeah, another one of these sort of dream storylines. You can see $13,000 in earnings coming in. Probably a steady grinder along the $25 to $100 price point. Russian, which I think they're like the new Germans these days, Chef. Yeah. They're just awesome at poker. So we'll see. Comes in third position. has a great chance to just one-up that, more than one-up, already has one-up their largest career score of $9,000. So, yeah, again, living the dream. Party Maker won. Let's get it done.
Plus 500 with 15% of the chips in play, so shorter odds than QI despite having less chips. Now let's get into Party Maker's featured hand, which is an absolute wild one, Brent. I think you'll be entertained by this one. So we see a raise under the gun from Alameo with the Ace King. Party Maker in the small blind with the Jack 9 of spades, 3-betting here to 1.9 million in chips. Alameo making the call with the Ace King. 9-5-7, 2 hearts. It goes check, check. Turn King, this is where the party starts, and the party continues, I guess, for Party Maker, who leads for 1.5 million. Alameo just makes the call in the river. Brent, it's 9-ball, corner, pocket.
Yeah, very, very fortunate river, as you can see, by Party Maker. I actually really like the way that Alameo played the losing hand on this side, just calling the 3-bet. Could I make a case for just 4-bet moving all in and sort of trying to win the pot right there? Yeah, but maybe you keep worse aces involved, right, by just calling, Jeff. Interesting bet on the turn here. Party Maker leads for 1.4 million, deny a little equity. Sort of, I know we don't say this usually anymore, but sort of figuring out where you're at in the hand.
Yeah.
It's called, can't love that, and the dream. The party hard on the end. The dream maker, if you will, Jeff. Another 9-ball, corner pocket. Beautiful bet size, and 2.4 million gets paid off. And there you have it.
There we have it. A nice pot indeed for Party Maker entering this final table, third in chips. Let's move on to Brent. It's the German. It is Doom Switcher looking for his biggest score on GG. To accomplish that, they'll just have to finish 8th or better today. So enough chips really to make a run at this thing, I would say. Still more than 30 bigs going into this one.
Plenty of chips. You know, it certainly has one of those interesting stacks where maybe Doom Switcher decides to apply a lot of pressure to the chip leaders, right?
Yeah.
The chip leader doesn't want to punt 30 big blinds, so you can get away with it. On the flip side, Doom Switcher does have plenty of short stacks below him or her. You got to keep an eye on what's going to happen with those 14, 15 big blind stacks before you decide to just give away all your equity.
Plus 600 with 12% of the chips in play. So also shorter odds than QI, even with having 13 less big blinds. Let's take a look at Doom Switcher's featured hand. Back when the blinds were 70K, 140K. It'll be Doom Switcher in the cutoff with the Ace Queen here after Bill. One more. I think that's 4 bills. Raised it up with the Queen 10 with that Queen of clubs. Doom just calling in the cutoff with Ace Queen. We have, I believe, Jack defending in the big. We see QY's hand, but QY not a part of this hand. So Ace King 4 all clubs. Bill leads with that gut shot with the Queen of clubs. Doom makes the call. The turn is the 5 of diamonds, and Bill, Brent, just goes Rip City, and a nice call by Doom here, and he holds up.
Yeah, you know, you just need to hold in those spots. He's got Bill has a gut shot, has a queen high flush draw, and obviously being the original raiser there under the gun can sort of rep the stronger portion of his range. He is trying to represent a hand like Ace Queen, obviously. I love the way Doom Switcher played it. Just calls in position with Ace Queen, gets sort of a dream flop. Of course, you have to fade, and then again just gets the call off on the turn correctly and see that you've got to fade one more card, and it's a critical pot that potentially is going to propel Doom Switcher to that final table.
Final river card, 7 of hearts, a good card indeed. Let us move on. 5th in chips coming into this one out of China. It's PhD Don, the good doctor. He cemented his biggest score on GG already with a 9th place finish or better. And Brent, we see a couple WPT side event scores. It's WSOP Circuit time for PhD Don. And what do you say? Let's just jump right into the good doctor's featured hand. How about that?
Let's do it. Here we go.
Let's just make it happen. With the blinds at 50 and 100K, it is PhD picking up jacks under the gun, raising it up to 200K. Big blind defends with the king queen off, and Brent, it's queen jack 6. It's the dream for PhD, who continues, gets check raised, clicks back, met with a shove, and then happy to call and happy to hold.
Just clicking buttons here. I mean, I don't blame Wolf White. You got king queen, not necessarily short, but the hand is good enough, right? I mean, you only got 15 bigs. You're just going to be getting it in. And yeah, Jeff, you know, what can you say? The dream, the doctor getting surgical. What a procedure. hammers that jack. I mean, it's that easy, folks. It's that easy to flop
Indeed.
sets.
On to the next one. We'll run through these next couple pretty quick. Next, we have Freddy Kater out of Israel coming into this one with 16 big blinds. Qualified in that last chance flight. That's got to feel good. And again, taking those 16 bigs into the final table, coming in at plus 1750. Let's go ahead and jump right to his featured hand, as he has already guaranteed himself his biggest GG score, 125, 250K blinds. Freddy opening with King Jack in the hijack, gets 3-bet on the button. Freddy clicks it back, met with the shove, calls it off with the King Jack. Brent, Freddy's not scared.
Wow. Fast, Freddy. I mean, just going after it here with King Jack. And Crunchy's going to hold there, obviously. But my goodness, look at the size of that pot. Freddy still had 5.4 million behind Jeff. But if he somehow got lucky and won that, what a pile he would have had coming into this final table. But hey, still here, Freddy.
All right, 3 more players. Let's jump to 7th place coming into this one. That would be Button Clicking out of Cyprus. And this is cool. He won the Zodiac Ox tournament, which means he won the Zodiac Ox avatar. That's pretty cool. He's got 5% of the chips in play. Jumping ahead to Button Clicking's featured hand. When the blinds were at 175, 350K, it was Button Clicking with the 9s, and it was Tilt Duck. We've seen Tilt Duck before, defending with the King 3 off, 10, 7, 6, 2 clubs. Button Clicking does have the 9 of clubs, still goes check, check. Jack of clubs on the turn, the lead here, the call, 5 of diamonds on the river. Tilt Duck says all of it, tough spot, but Brent, a nice call from Button Clicking.
Just got to click it, Jeff. Just click the button, make the call button. That's actually a really tough call. Hey, look at that texture. He faces a huge shove for his tournament life on the river. Courageous.
Let's click our button to move to the next player as we move to position number 8 coming into this one. In Clouds out of China coming into this one, 8th in chips. Again, had some day 2 staking action. A little bit more than 7 million in chips onto In Clouds featured hand when the blinds were 80, 160K. As a raise on the button with the King 6 of diamonds. Long story short, Brent, when you have the King 6 of diamonds and you flop the flush draw and you turn a flush, things are going to work out pretty well for you.
Not a bad looking board for the nuts on the turn. Beautiful hand. You know, not really much more to say about that other than good looking stuff there in Clouds.
And let's move on to our short stack out of Poland, Brent. Here we go. It's Adam Bonk, the short stack who qualified by playing the last minute flight. That flight took 47 minutes for him to get in the mix, and here he is at the final table. We sent Adam a couple of questions, and here's how he responded in interview form. And Brent, this is just fantastic. Who are the players to look for on this final table? Me, mainly, to be honest. Who would you bet on, D-Negs or Doug? Betting on D-Negs would be setting money on fire. Ouch, shots fired, Brent, by your guy, Adam Bonk.
I love this guy from Poland. He's my pick. I love his attitude. He's funny. Looks like he's playing some ball too, Jeff. I mean, the guy can play in 9th position. I love the underdog. My pick, Adam Bonk. Let's go bonkers.
And his choice on coaching for the final table, he went ahead and picked Jesus. So not a bad selection there.
Okay.
Let's get to Adam Bonk's featured hand. Back when the blinds were 100K, 200K, defending here with the 10-8 of diamonds. That's a pretty nice flop for that 10-8 of diamonds. He check raises, he rips the turn. Animal calls off there on the turn with the King High, and Adam holds up. And Brent, there you have it. There are our final 9 players, about a minute away from getting this thing started. You fired up, man? You ready to go?
Ready
to roll?
Man, I'm ready to go. I want to see this thing go. I want to see who's going to put that piece of jewelry on their finger and take home $168,000, Jeff.
It's easy to forget with these online tournaments. You know, we had it with the World Series of Poker during the summer where the bracelets were awarded. We have it right now with the World Series of Poker Winter Online Circuit Series where the rings are awarded. I mean, that's a valuable piece of jewelry. This is something that goes on the poker resume, I would say.
Certainly does, Jeff. Not to brag, I might have one, Jeff. I might have a circuit ring. You know, it's a beautiful piece of hardware.
But you don't have any bracelets, right? No chance you want a bracelet.
Jeff, I did win I've got the bracelet. I've got the ring. Got all the jewelry. I don't know what else they make. Do they make like earrings or what else can you win? I want to win it, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. As there you see our final table. They are ready to go. The tournament resuming now. The final table of the Big 50. And Brent, just another cool feature on GG, you get to choose where you sit.
Yeah, I love this. I mean, so I believe the short stack is going to end up having the advantage here. Jeff,
well, the short stack selects first,
and then the chip leader has the
right. So it sets it up so that the biggest stack will have the last selection for this one.
So this is really, again, a unique feature on GGPoker for these final tables, and there is strategy involved here, no doubt about it. You want to make sure you give yourself the best position at the table if you're the chip lead. Let's take a look at what I'm Luck Pads is going to try and do with this selection. Keep in mind, too, the history that these guys have with one another as they reach the final table. Certainly they have notes, certainly no tendencies here. Who's overly aggressive, who's very passive.
168K up top in this one. All 9 players at the final table guaranteed $11,568. We thank you all for joining us on GGPoker.tv. Say what's up. Say hi to us in the chat. Click like, click subscribe. Be sure to share it with your friends. All of the good stuff. We have some giveaways going on. We have a free roll coming up. This is going to be fantastic. And make sure to refresh the page, Brent Hanks, just so you make sure you get in the chat mix.
I did.
There he is. Brent Hanks is in the mix. Says, let's get bonkers, and getting bonkers indeed. I cannot wait for this one. The final table of the Big 50, 1 million guaranteed, more than $1.4 million in the prize pool. As you see on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, you see the final table betting on the bottom left corner of your screen. And here we go with I'm Luck Pads. Where's I'm Luck Pads going to end up? The chip leader.
Interesting.
Goes left of Party Maker.
Wants ultimate position on Party Maker, who we talked about. That's a pretty nice resume. Young player out of Russia. I really like the choice there by I'm Luck Pads.
And we are underway. 25 hands per level at the final table. That's the way GG does it. We aren't timed out here for levels. We'll go by number of hands. About $4,200 pay jump from 9th to 8th. And again, more than 168K up top. Folds around to Brent's guy. Brent's pick. Adam Bonk on the button, ladies and gentlemen.
Take it easy now, Bonk. There you go. Pass on the button. And there we go. A little blind on blind collision. Let's see what I'm Luck Pads. A little Russian violence decides to do. Checks it back.
Does flop a pair of 7s as we are underway here. We have some cool promotions also coming up for you guys at our next break, and perhaps Brent will bring the wild card cam back. How's that sound to you?
Oh, I love the wild card cam, Jeff.
Yes, you do.
And a nice little giveaway for the wild card cam, I believe, Jeff. Coming soon.
More information on that. Just stay tuned at the break, folks. Just stay tuned. So I'm Luck Pads is up to a 40 million in chips, 300K, 600K blinds.
I think Doom Switch can open ace-2 suited. Just going to be really, look at that. That is a very, I would say, conservative fold with 30 bigs. You've got the chip leader in the small blind. You know you're going to get a lot of folds there, not a lot of defense. I'm a little surprised to see him pass.
Freddy will open up here off 15 bigs with the king, queen of spades. Party Maker with 9s on the button. Brent, tell your guy Adam to pick up the pace, man. I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing here?
Well, you know, he's those Polish folks, awfully patient, and he's just going to use a lot of that time to tick it down. I'm already thinking about what I'm doing if I'm Party Maker in this spot, and reasons why. You know, I do like applying pressure with 2 9s. Problem is, when you get it in, you're probably flipping or you're just behind, right? I mean, if you're up against 8s and 7s, awesome. Let's see.
Got some good news for you guys in the chat. We have a free roll kicking off in 5 minutes with 15 minutes of late reg. The password to the free roll is Maniac, M-A-N-I-A-C. That's Maniac, and we're giving away 10 $20 World Series of Poker Circuit satellite ticket. So get in the mix. Let us know if you win. Jack 8-7 with 1 spade.
Yeah, that's obviously for Party Maker a favorable texture. You know, are you concerned about Ace Jack, King Jack suited, Queen Jack suited? Yes, but you clearly are not done no matter what Freddy elects to do here. He's got 3 to the Royal.
You know how much we enjoy 3 to the Royal, Brent Hanks.
Yeah, we
Little
do.
video poker sweat always pays off.
Yeah, and I don't mind this. Again, Party Maker, if you see this Jack on the turn, you're just in love with your hand. If I'm Freddy right now, I don't. If I'm checking flop, I don't see how I could check turn or bet turn. Excuse me. Just wouldn't make sense. Would he ever really check a Jack?
Freddy going to fire about 1/3 pot here. Party happy to make the call.
Yeah, it's just very difficult to tell a story that you have it. If you have, you know, 7s full, 8s full, sure, you're repping. Exactly that. Maybe you flop the straight, but you're blocking that when you're in Party Maker's shoes. You've got 2 9s. I just don't see any way that Freddy can win this hand. Even if he does an overbet all in here, I don't think that Party can fold.
We saw in our featured hand that Freddy is certainly a bold player, not afraid to make moves, but decides perhaps wisely to give this one up. Party takes that one down. Freddy and Adam effectively tied, along with in clouds for the shortest stack. So, Brent, if you're a middling stack like Doom or PhD, do you kind of just sit back and wait for these guys with 10 to 12 bigs to bust and just keep laddering up?
Yeah, and again, you know, if we had a little bit more insight as to, well, we just saw how Freddy's going to play.
Yeah.
Then maybe you can wait a little bit longer and try and ladder up the payouts, which you can see in the bottom left of your screen. Just a ton of money up here, guys. 11,000 and change for 9th place. Take a look at what happens when you get up to 5th. 44 grand. I mean, this is remarkable.
In clouds, has an ace, but still has to be happy to get a walk
Love
under
that.
these circumstances.
Love that. Yeah.
Love seeing the cards up coverage as well. We'll be here every Saturday with final table coverage of the World Series of Poker Winter Online Circuit Series. Jeff Platt alongside Brent Hanks. Thank you all so much for being with us on ggpoker.tv.
Party
clouds
Maker
with
again.
the ace-3 of spades.
Yeah, I could consider ripping. I just, you know, with the other short stacks out there, you don't really feel great about it. Maybe if this was more of a button cutoff race coming from Party Maker, you'd be more inclined to do it, but I just don't. I think you pass.
Does lay it down. Doom Switcher, the Queen Jack in the big blind with 30 bigs.
Yeah, Doom Switcher, I think, has a very easy call here. Let's see it flop and gin for Party Maker.
Just aces and 7s with the backdoor nut flush draw. It's all right, I guess. Decent start for Party Maker. Out of Russia, has about 13K in earnings on GGPoker entering this tournament. Sizes up a little bit here.
Yeah. Has all of it too. Like the ace of diamonds in his hand. Obviously, he's got aces up. I don't mind the sizing there. If you're up against anything, a little adversity, you might as well get a fat street right there.
Yeah. John Barry in the chat, good question. Why does the thumbnail show $100 million guaranteed? That $100 million is guaranteed throughout the course of the World Series of Poker Winter Online Circuit Series. 18 ring events plus some side action and just all the money up for grabs. You know, just $100 million. Not a big deal. Blind versus blind here. Doom Switcher versus one of those short stacks.
Yeah, I love this. Should be limping a variety of hands. No matter how bad a hand like 5-7 is, you're just going to see 3, and you're going to have a chance to bet flops. Similar here, right? He's got a little piece. He's got a gut shot, and you're going to put, even now, if you bet the minimum or half pot, whatever he likes to do, or even check, 6 is in a weird place. Bottom pair.
Another reminder to the password to the free roll is Maniac. The password is Maniac. Starting in a minute. 15 minutes of late reg.
I would have liked to have seen a flop bet from Doom Switcher there with the intent on barreling twice to try and put a hand like 6x or 9x in trouble. But you can see here, still going to work. Bottom pair, what are you doing? You just can't call. Good bet by Doom Switcher. Good recognition. Gets away with it.
Team Switcher going to be happy to pick up 9s on the button here, but as we see, nothing doing for the blinds. So this final table, Brent, playing out fairly short, I would say. In future weeks, we're going to reset the average stack to 40 big blinds before the final table starts. So we will certainly see a bit more play in future weeks to come.
Yeah, I love that. Again, another very unique sort of feature that GGPoker is employing, and wonderful stuff. I'm fascinated and curious to see how that's going to shape these final tables, Jeff, when we cover that 40 big blind average stack reset.
Today is Saturday, so of course we got to remind you about Saturday sessions with the GG squad as Party Maker does spike a 10 ball on the turn. You can join that GG squad every Saturday on GG, play the Beat the Pros, get in the mix on the GG Masters, last longer, interact with your favorite squad member on Twitch.
This card, by the way, is so dirty, which we can all see. This hand, very likely, it is just going to check all the way down, and Doom Switcher is going to be so pissed.
Right at the 10-ball spike.
The 10-ball spike just got him.
Party Maker up to more than 30 million in chips. Starting stack for this one, 5,000 in chips. And Party Maker has worked his way up to 32 million in chips. Pretty absurd turnout. You see the prize pool in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. More than $1.4 million. Again, off of a $50 buy-in. Not too shabby. Speaking of not too shabby, it's Doom Switcher with the Ace King in the cutoff.
Yeah, boy, Freddy. I don't love it. I think the best thing to do when you get down to 15, 10 big blinds, just find a reasonable hand. Find something that is on the strong end before you move it all in. You don't need to rush it with Ace-5 off here.
Unless you knew the flop was going to be 5-deuce-3, then you go for it.
Yeah, right.
Not results-oriented at all, though. What's up to Mike in the chat, to Martin, to Dream High? Thank you all for being here. Very
kind of
much
another annoying card here for Doom Switchers.
Yeah.
The Q, your guy hits a 9. If I have Ace King, Doom's not going to fold. I mean, you have to see the river. You've got a gutter. 2 overs.
9s and 7s for the Q. The Q is the Q, Brent, is going to be too tough to beat.
He's pure. The Q is pure. Let's face it.
Hope you guys got in some bets on the Q before the final table started. And the Q going with 4.8 million here. Doom Switcher lays it down. The Q was my pick. Brent went with Adam Bonk. He went with the short stack, the value in the dog.
Let's get bonkers. I mean, come on.
Yeah, you're going to need to get bonkers pretty quickly. This Bonk has 10 bigs.
He's fine, Jeff. He's fine. Just patience, okay? Polish.
Oh, I'm totally patient.
All right.
I think I'll be totally good.
A little kishka, maybe some babasa.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Let's see what Q does here. Queen Deuce suited should just be moving it all in. There it is.
Oh, the Q. See, the Q knows. The Q knows.
Tell you what, Jeff, you have a sharp pick.
Q
is dialed in.
This might be the Q at about 5-1. Get some of that sweet Brent Hanks money. Got some hands here.
We do.
Ace Queen of Spades for the good doctor, PhD Don.
Doesn't look great for my guy Bonkers. He's got Ace Jack off. Look at him over there in the small blind. Less than 10 bigs. Q's not going anywhere with 7s. I can't imagine, Jeff. I mean, just call. Let's try and see a flop. Let's try and hit a hockey stick.
Does make the call. Here we go with Bonk and his 10 bigs.
Yeah, this is a really difficult spot with Ace Jack off and 10 bigs. I wouldn't fault him for moving it in. Again, it has everything to do with the guy that's open, with Dr. Don raising it up there. If you have any information, you might just have to let Ace Jack go, put it in the muck. It's painful. But if we are certain that he's opening on the tighter end, it looks like that's exactly the case. You just have to go. You have to fold, I think. And again, you got Q on the button. He's probably got something reasonable.
Bonk in the tank.
Tough. Ace Jack's like at the bottom. I think I'm just like, oh God. Ace queen, I'm all in. Like I'm in. I'm all in. Ace jack, I think I'm just. Oh gosh, I don't love it. I think I got to put it in the muck. Ace jack suited. Oh.
You see the clock right above his name. That's their game clock that they get throughout the entirety of the final table. It's got a little bit less than 10 minutes on it now. Siri thinks I'm talking to her.
I hear Siri. Yeah, that's you, huh?
Yep, it's just, we have that kind of relationship. She just always assumes I'm talking to her. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, you do live alone.
Yeah, so it gets lonely.
Would make sense that you just talk to Siri all night whenever Tinder's not working.
Yeah. Well, some of the girls on Tinder don't respond, so just have to. Siri always responds.
Doesn't surprise me again. Yeah. You guys have known each other for a while.
Yeah, it's a nice relationship that we've been able to build.
Yeah, nice that you two can spend the holidays together.
Right. What's that movie with Scarlett Johansson? Her? Is that what the movie was called?
That's
a nice film.
Really well played. A great fold by Bonk.
Yeah.
Obviously, we can see the whole cards, but not easy to do. Oh, boy.
Oh, wow. Ace 10-7 with one spade. It's top pair for the good doctor. It's a set of sevens for the Q.
Yeah, the doctor's going to be heading home early. Not a long shift.
Yeah, short shift at the ER for the good doctor.
Yeah, he's in the ER right now. Oh, dear.
He's going to bet. Looks like a beautiful flop. PhD Don. It's even prettier for the Q.
Just at the trap, Q.
Yep, just makes the call. Six of spades on the turn.
Just has the whole world in his mind. The doctor thinks he's got the whole world. It's surgical here. Oh my God, top pair, not flush draw. Let me try and get the money in. He thinks he's trapping right now.
Right.
And the Q, oh my goodness.
Ooh, bet super small on the turn.
Midget of equity though, right? I mean, any spade other than a spade that pairs the board, he's got himself a winner.
Makes the call. That's not the winner on the river for the doctor with about 10.5 million in the pot.
I mean, could this be a way out? One liner to a straight. Could the doctor consider check folding now, giving Q some sort of straight? Oh my goodness, could this work? Could he make a heroic fold?
What sizing will the Q use here? Goes for it all.
I assume we're calling with ace queen every time we're trying to pick off bluffs, right? We do have a good bluff catcher. Having a queen isn't so great because now we block some king queens and queen jacks that could be out there that we think Q could have called with. You know, but could Q be turning some sort of 10 into a bluff? You know, we just don't know, Jeff. Has a way out though. One liner to a straight. Might be able to let this thing go.
And PhD Don find the fold. Ski says fold. Grace says the river saved him. Perhaps. Mike thinks he's calling here.
Yeah, chat. What do you guys think? The chat pros, you guys are out. I have no idea. It's
just tough. How many nines could the Q have? But then he could have the sevens, the tens.
Yeah, and all the credit in the world right here to the doctor. That's why he's a doctor after all. I mean, thinking this thing through, like, oh my gosh, what went wrong in surgery? How did I lose my patient? And yeah, in the tank here, rightfully so.
Started off so pretty, turned the flush draw, and now thinking, what is going on here? If he does call, he'll be out in ninth. Welcome news for our other short stack. Wow. He does find the fold.
I mean, I'm just listen. I'm going to be results oriented.
We can.
I mean, amazing. I go broke there, Jeff. On the turn, I go broke.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
I would have been check ripping. Wow.
Yes, you do.
That's just remarkable stuff. I mean, perhaps with the payouts as they are, the history with Q from yesterday, does Q ever bluff in those spots? If the answer is no, then you need to fold, right? I mean,
The Q up to about 38 million. I'm Luck Pads at 39 million. One of our short stacks with tens.
Yeah, and I think Clouds here, you just... What?
Wow.
What?
Folds the tens.
All right. I mean, we know Clouds is playing for the payout. Sitting out, by the way. Maybe disconnected.
Yeah, maybe disconnected or misclicked to where his time bank didn't activate or something of that sort. Meanwhile, sixes for I'm Luck Pads in the big. Ooh, this, I mean, that could have saved him or cost him the double up. I'm Luck Pads does flop a set of sixes.
I'm just shocked at, I mean,
Yeah,
Clouds is sitting out, so I think that it must have been a tech issue, because that was just a home run all in pre-flop, 2 tens. You don't love it, I mean, but you kind of do. You got tens. You're short. Holy cow! And now all of a sudden we got Doom Switcher, decent texture, ace of hearts in your hand. May consider betting. On Luck Pads, showing why he's lucked. Flopping bottom set. Just been that kind of tournament for I'm Luck Pads.
Which is true. Most experienced player at the final table, the most results on GG. Doom Switcher will fire, about 40% pot.
Yeah.
Roger says sets are cheap, fun. Hard to disagree there.
Yeah, and Luck Pads, you know.
Gonna go check raise.
Yeah, it's interesting because Doom Switcher is much more king heavy than Luck Pads in this particular spot as the early raiser. Has all the king queens, all the king jacks. I mean, hell, even ace king. I don't fault him there, especially on the flush sort of board, sort of repping maybe what could be a draw. When you've got that much strength, you know the money would be going in.
It's nines this time for in Clouds.
Oh boy, don't do it. Is he gonna fold nines again? I mean, just folded tens a moment ago. Are we folding nines under the gun? Unless it was a tech error. Oh my god.
Lays it down.
Oh my god.
Huh.
I mean, there is a phrase out there, Jeff, that tight is right. In these back-to-back instances, though, that's a little too tight.
Yeah, that's a lot.
You got to put the tens in. You got to put the nines in there. You don't love it with 2 nines. It's sort of at the bottom with that stack. But, you know, yeah, just got to put it in there with the 2 nines.
Yeah.
And a little nitty for I'm Clouds, in Clouds.
Your guy Adam with the ace 10 with
Yeah,
9 bigs and the
bonkers.
hijack.
Let's go bonkers. Yeah, there it is. Get
Yeah, the just one time emoji. We love the emojis.
Let's go. I like this guy. I already like Adam Bonkers. Loved him from the interview. Loved him from the shove, snap, shove, all in, ace 10 from Poland. Little kabasa.
Not afraid to get the chips in. The Q picks up the ace queen. Adam Bonk finished 8th in one of the Battle of Malta $210 events. That's about 30K in winnings on GG. Makes the money 16% of the time. Roger says maybe in Clouds owes his bookie 15K and 11.5K does him no good. Maybe. We've all been there, right?
Never know. Never know. Maybe he just has something where that money is so meaningful, that extra 3 or 4 grand in life, you know, maybe you got to buy a car or holidays are around the corner. You got, you know, you're engaged, but you don't have the right ring. And, you know, you never know. You never know what's going on, Jeff.
About a $4,300 difference from 9th to 8th. Got 168K up top. We have PhD with the ace 3 off with a little less than 10 bigs. Just going to lay it down.
And I think king 3, yeah, you just got to put it in. Apply maximum pressure to button clicking. That's the whole point, folks. King 3 is good enough.
On your bike, ask Brent, where's Uncle Ron?
Oh, Uncle Ron. Well, let's see. Kansas, he's probably still sleeping.
Yeah.
Definitely having a margarita as soon as he wakes up. Fire up a Virginia Slim. Not wearing any pants.
No
which
chance.
Neither is Jeff, by the way.
Debatable.
Yeah.
Will not
And again,
confirm
doom
or
switcher
deny.
here, applying max pressure, just sort of a layup of a shove. Button clicking and Freddy are both remarkably short. You're just all in. Ooh, show the ace. See, boys, I got it. I got the good.
With that. All right, players are on a break. It's a quick break for us, but you want to stay tuned for this wild card cam, and we'll be back in 5 minutes.
The GGPoker wild card cam.
Welcome into the GGPoker wildcard cam. We look back at some classic hands on GGPoker featuring some of the titans of the game. And this week, Brent, on the wildcard cam, we go to the World Series of Poker, the $25,000 heads-up event, and we're sweating this hand with the great one, the 15-time World Series of Poker bracelet winner, Phil Hellmuth.
Ace 10 of clubs. Phil, you got to fold that hand pre-flop. It's not good enough for you.
Let's see what Phil actually does with this Ace 10 of clubs. You already see the options for our villain's hand. Vicent Bosca on the 7-4-3 flop with 2 clubs.
Oh, it's got to be 7 deuce, Jeff. It's got to be 7 deuce. You know Bosca just wants to make Phil throw his monitor out the window.
Could it be the 7 deuce? Could it be the Jack 5 offsuit? That's kind of what I'm leaning towards here with that Jack of clubs, backdoor flush draw, got the gut shot. He does check raise. That would make some sense. Hand number 3, it could be the 8-6 of clubs. Quite a flop for that hand.
Still don't like your fancy play syndrome analysis. I'm going top pair. Check raise with 7 deuce.
Hand number 4 could just be king high, could just be the king 8. Let's see what Hellmuth does here. Hellmuth makes the call. Deuce on the turn. So Brent, it could be 7s and deuces for Bosca as he leads here for 5,760. Are you locking this guess in?
Stick it in. Yeah, lock it in. It's 7 deuce. Look at the 3/4 pot size bet. 7 deuce.
I think it's hand number 2. I think it's the Jack 5. It makes sense. The check raise on the flop. The lead on the turn by Bosca. Let's see what Hellmuth does here with that flush draw, with that gut shot. River card. Oh, that river changes everything.
The call, and this is a really bad flop for both players.
Yes. Nobody really has much going on that board. Adamo does have the backdoor spades, of course, and he does still have 2 overs.
Check.
That's a very interesting turn, right?
Check.
It's very bad for Adamo also because he's not expected to hit a straight here. I think Brewer should fire. It just seems like he could easily get a hand to fold. But Adamo can he make the call of ace king high? It would be so nasty. It's so correct. It is correct, and he calls.
Yeah, but now you gotta pull the trigger if you're Christopher Brewer. If Adamo checks here again, I know it's tough. He could obviously have it too, but he's the one who 3-bet pre-flop. How likely is it? Can he do it? One time, Christopher Brewer. He does.
3.3 million. Adamo, oh my god, if he calls this one.
Don't you dare to call here, Michael Adamo. Don't you dare to call. That is be outrageous.
Oh my god, he calls. Michael Adamo is the best. Look at that. How?
How do you call on that board?
Oh, he says, guys, there were 2 pots in table 1 and 2 that added up to 30K, won by D-Negs earlier, and you totally missed it.
Oh,
but
so
we're gonna miss a lot of hands.
I think we're supposed to drink. If we miss something, we must drink.
There's a check raise from Doug Polk, makes it 10K.
Come on, babe. Yeah, this is the shit that I yell when I'm upstairs alone. Like,
just yelling at the YouTube screen.
Yeah.
After this hand, we'll discuss the free roll that starts in 7 minutes on GGPoker.tv. Oh yeah, baby.
Oh.
A free roll that will give away 5 $55 mega satellite tickets as Polk rips it on the turn. Negreanu calls with a set of 7s. Oh. Polk had kings, and the biggest pot of the day goes to Daniel Negreanu.
Oh shit.
Oh my. All right, and with that, we welcome you back to final table coverage of the Big 50, the World Series of Poker Winter Online Circuit Series. Jeff Platt alongside Brent Hanks. Brent, we'll touch on the wild card in just a minute, but that's fun to relive some of the high stakes feud moments, huh?
Love that, sitting with Amanda there, she's sweating Daniel just a few rooms away. We're doing happy hours on Friday, having a couple cocktails. That's some fun live streaming, Jeff.
And so we're changing the schedule a little bit because they're only going to play twice next week. So that happy hour stream with Brent, with Amanda, with myself will be on Wednesday. That'll be next Wednesday. Monday, we're coming back with the high stakes feud. So in just 2 days on GGPoker.tv, Daniel Negreanu versus Doug Polk. All right, guys, you saw the GG Poker wildcard cam. So in the chat, I know a bunch of you have done this already. We want your GG nickname and we want your guess. A, B, C, or D. Now, just one guess per person, and 10 people with the correct answer will receive $20 World Series of Poker Circuit satellite tickets. Now, this is important. You got to be subscribed. You got to be subscribed to ggpoker.tv to get that prize if you do win. Freddy ships it with the ace, 3-0, really doing for Adam in the big blind, and our winners will be credited 24 hours after the end of the stream. Brent, we brought the wild card cam back, baby. I love it.
Oh yeah, man, that was a blast.
Yeah,
that was a blast. What do you think? I mean, Jeff, I know what my guess was.
Well, I mean, I just think that my poker knowledge is so in depth, so I'm able to dive into the mind of a stone cold killer like Vicent Bosca, and I'm pretty sure I was correct on that one.
Yeah. A lot of people have said that you're one of the elites when it comes to deep dives. And
thank you. I mean, I don't mean to brag or anything, but yeah. There goes your boy Adam ripping it in with the Jack-9 of diamonds in the small blind. Gets it through.
Gets Jack-10 to fold. Pretty easy fold there. Nice easy shove.
And I love the use of emojis by Adam coming around on your guy. For those who missed it in our preview show, which will kick off 45 minutes before the start of final table coverage every single Saturday, Brent and I made our selections according to the odds at the final table provided by our friends at PokerShares within the GG client. If you're on GG, you can fire off some wagers. I took the QY 707 at about, I think we said what, plus 460. And Brent went for it all, going with Adam Bonk at 18-1.
Yes, I got him about 18-1, short stack. And, I love the underdogs, let's face it.
And let's face it that I'll owe Brent a pretty penny if Adam comes away with this win. Sixes and the gut shot for Unluck Pads. It's the gut shot as well, just a different one for the Q.
I'm impressed with Q, doesn't shy away from the Jack-5 suited, realizes it's a good spot to open, late position. You're attacking the two big stacks, the other two big stacks. Obviously,
the check raise.
Yeah, you don't love this, and really nice check raise with 6-7 rather than check calling by Unluck Pads, which I could see it going either way. You would hate to check raise a hand that does have great equity on this sort of board, but if you do check raise and you get shoved on, well, now it all of a sudden becomes a bit of an easy fold, right? And you don't risk your tournament life. And a lot of times you just win the pot, Jeff. You just take it down, increase your chip lead.
That's what Unluck Pads has done, now up to more than 47.5 million in chips. Here is Adam Bonk, about 11.5 bigs. There's the emoji. Here it comes for all of it. That'll get through.
Let's go.
Oh, Brent, you see that overlay alert? Can we jump in?
I see that. Oh, yeah. Can we? Oh.
Yeah, can we? No, we're in the United States. One day, Brent. One day.
Land of the free, except for you can't play poker.
This could create an interesting blind versus blind dynamic. I don't think it'll get there before QY has something to say. It'll be the good doctor versus QY. About 9 bigs for PhD Don with the ace queen. All of it.
Yeah, and getting looked up. I mean, you're just getting too good of a price.
2-1.
I don't think Q can fold Queen Jack suited. I would be like high-fiving the call.
Right, and he does make the call. So here we go, PhD Don all in and at risk. It comes King Jack 8.
Oh my.
9 on the turn. You see the outs for the doctor on the bottom of your screen, needing a 10 or an ace. It's paint. Wow. And
wow.
And just like that, the good doctor is eliminated in 9th place for $11,870. And Brent, the QY 707, starting to chip up a little bit after flopping that.
Yeah, man, your pick, the Q, but the doctor just couldn't do anything different.
Yeah.
Gave himself a chance to get away from that ace-queen suited hand earlier, gets ace-queen again, and just goes broke to the same person to Q, and the first time got unlucky, second time got unlucky, and that's just, unfortunately, folks, that's just poker.
That is just the way the cookie crumbles, and the Q is up to second in chips. Freddy has a pretty one in the big blind. Do we see any action?
Unlikely to see. I mean, Doom Switcher could consider shoving 10-3 suited. I don't particularly love it. I don't think it's good enough with only 20 bigs. I don't have the app on my phone to tell me if that's a hand we should be shoving with. I do know that 3-6 suited by button clicking, this should be a shove.
Yeah.
And see what happens. Wow.
Not going to. And Freddy with a frustrating walk with the queens and the big as the short stack.
That's amazing. I mean, just I expected to see some tight play with so much money on the line, but this has been another level of tightness.
Yeah.
But what I mean, you know, Jeff, $50, right? Might be their only. You might have deposited 50 and spun it to this final table, which is what Q's story is, really.
For so many of these players, this is already their biggest score on GG. For plenty of players, they've already eclipsed their career earnings on GG, as our final 8 are guaranteed $16,000, more than a 6K pay jump from 8th to 7th. QY flops a gut shot. He does not want to see that gut shot come in, though. Let's check call.
Pretty
Ace on the turn might
terrible
ruin any
card,
plans.
obviously, for Q. You just assume that luck pads could have been betting various ace highs on this board. Luck pads, I think, starting to realize that, wondering if I should bet to deny equity and protect again. If I am up against some sort of draw, happy to get the showdown. Obviously, you're behind all 10s, 10x. You're behind all 8 trip 8s. And if somehow you're up against an ace, you know, so be it. But I think he's got a great chance here to now sort of pick off a bluff with 2 9s. See what Q does. Maybe Q goes for it, 3/4, pot size bet, something like that. Try and tell a story, represent trips.
Instead, just checks.
Yeah, I don't think luck pads should be betting here. Not sure what we're extracting value out of. Just happy to get the showdown.
Yeah. Check back. Happy to check it back. Happy to take the pot. Happy to move to more than 50 million in chips. From a 5K starting stack in this tournament.
What a heater now. Look at this. Ace, king off, and look at the hands behind him. You got king, queen suited there from 20 bigs from Doom Switcher. If I am in this spot, it's Doom Switcher, the hand is too good to fold. I would just call.
Okay.
And because of the short stacks behind me, I'm certainly not going to shove. I actually don't hate a fold here, Jeff, but I don't have it in me. Like
right. I mean, look at those 3-4 short stacks when you include Adam with the blinds going up in one hand.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to have 4 players under 10 bigs. And if you're Doom Switcher, you might just kind of have to ride this one out and play super tight. It's going to be a good spot for button clicking as the blinds have gone up 350K, 700K. They go up every 25 hands at this final table.
This, you can already see it taking shape. Interesting. Doesn't min raise this time, luck pads. And yeah, wow, button clicking. So happy.
We see one ace out of the way that Freddy folded. I didn't see many clubs, just saying. So it'll be button clicking all in and at risk with the kings. Comes ace 10-8.
Every time.
Oh, button clicking. Let's squeeze paint for the sweat on the river. Can we squeeze paint? We cannot. That'll do it for button clicking. Ugh. That's a nasty way to exit, folks. Button clicking, out an eighth, taking home a little bit more than $16,000, which does eclipse his career earnings on GG. So that's a nice note. Just that one's going to sting a little bit. And what a chip lead we have for I'm Luck Pads.
Running away with it right now. The chip leader coming in, the heavy betting favorite as well. So all the bettors at home, you guys are fist pumping. You're screaming, ace, ace. Every time I get kings, Jeff, it comes ace high.
And how about those short stacks? They're having their own little dance party at home, huh? After seeing that ace.
Yeah, well, hey,
Nice
I still love it.
6K pay jump.
Give me the emoji. Fire it up.
With the
Let's
ducks.
get bonkers. Just one time. Fire it up. Do we get called? I don't think so. Ace deuce suited, 10 bigs. It's close. I mean, honestly, it's close. You protect that chip lead. That's exactly what I'm Luck Pads is going to do.
Adam Bonk moving on up with a couple of ladders. It'll be Freddy's turn. Freddy's going to run into it, Brent. Freddy is just going to run right into it. Their chip leader, I'm Luck Pads, picking up queens in the small blind.
Yeah.
1-7 that Adam has. Well, we'll see you later, Freddy.
Quick exit for Freddy.
Freddy, you have a nice weekend. Enjoy your 22K.
Got one out, Jeff. One out. You got you got a diamond flush. You can make
diamonds. Straights.
Let's not lose faith on Freddy.
Oh,
there it is. That's the equity flop.
Looking for a 7 and found the 7 on the turn.
That's a one outer. I mean, that's a straight
a 6 on the river, and we chop it up. Oh my! What a roller coaster ride! Adam shows the 7.
I can't take it. I mean, this is just insane.
Oh,
this is absolutely bananas.
Freddy hanging around.
Holy cow!
I shouldn't have wished you farewell, Freddy. I apologize.
Oh my goodness!
Wow.
Oh
my! I have seen some action here. About a 9K pay jump from 7th to 6th. Whew.
That was incredible.
That was fantastic.
That was incredible.
Oh, I'm Luck Pads, just utilizing that chip lead. 3-betting here with the Jack 10. Knows he's putting some heat on a third place chip stack with these short stacks lingering. Pretty beautiful from I'm Luck Pads.
I'm loving I'm Luck Pads.
Yeah.
His game. I mean, he's playing great poker. Optimal 3-bet. Picking spots to perfection. Could even consider min raising here, knowing you're going to fold to. Well, now you're sort of priced into clouds, but who cares, right? I mean, it's only going to be what is it?
4.5 bigs.
4 bigs. Yeah. Jack 8's just like good enough to steal pots. He's going to be opening in that spot right there, reasonably with any 2. He's
won 2 World Series of Poker Circuit side events on GG, looking for that first ring. About 62 million in chips. He was second with 37, yeah. And just Doom Switcher just gonna have to fold so many hands in that spot.
Yeah, Doom Switcher he's handcuffed, right? You got Clouds with 4 bigs. You've got Freddy, Fast Freddy, who's just, toast. And, oh, boy, this is an interesting texture here.
Oh, yes, it is, as it comes 7-6-3, top 2 pair for the Q versus top pair for I'm Luck Pads.
Wow, this, you're going to see some chips hit the middle here.
Yeah.
Luck Pads, I assume we are going to continue with top pair. Certainly aren't afraid of a 7-6-3 texture. Sizes it up, and now Q. Do we go for the check raise with top 2? This is going to put Pads in a world of pain.
Just check calls.
Whoa. Cheeky, young Q.
Jack of clubs on the turn.
I am actually surprised that we didn't go for the check raise there with top 2. Maybe we get a safe turn and come with it here, or are we just looking to check call? Again, Luck Pads, this is for straight value. We're trying to get value from 6s. We're trying to protect against certain draws. This is fascinating.
Calls 9-ball on the river.
Yeah, here's where, again, if we go check, we got to check it for Pads.
Yeah.
9 completes a hand like 10-8. A hand like 9-8 all of a sudden gets there.
Yeah.
9-5,
the 9-7s, the 9-6. Yeah, so much gets there on that river.
Yeah.
Pads will check back.
Pads has to be so relieved that
Right.
he wasn't check raised on that flop. I mean, that would have been ugly.
Nice
Huge
pickup
pot
for
for
the
you, Jeff.
Q. Up to 47 million.
Yeah, the Q betters gotta be feeling pretty good right now.
Which there were not many, but Brent, I always had faith.
Yes, you did.
Although for y'all to bet on the one that I had faith in is probably not a great long-term investment strategy. So here comes In Clouds for 4 bigs with the ace-3 of hearts. Party Maker has king-queen in the big blind.
Doom Switcher's been folding all along. I have to imagine ace-8 suited is probably going to be in line with that here.
Right.
It's, I get that it's a relatively strong hand, but if he were to shove, I don't believe that ace-queen and ace-king behind would fold out. And
Wow,
I don't
he
think
does shove.
Yeah, I'm surprised. That's kind of a little wide.
And a little, to your point, against what we've seen from him.
Yeah. Not nines, pocket nines are just not folding here. When there's an all in and an all in. If I have nines plus, and again, this is me. Maybe these other players are different. You're going to see a great spot.
In Clouds, the one all in and at risk, does flop the wheel draw and is going to need that deuce. Let's squeeze a none across for the sweat. Oh, he didn't want to squeeze it fast. Just get it over with. Just hit me with it and get me out of here. As In Clouds out in 7th place for $22,610.
Yeah, now $31,000 now for the next spot. Almost a 10K pay jump.
The speed of that river sweat that we have is dictated by the person who is all in and at risk. They get the card and they get to squeeze it as slow as they would like to up to a certain amount of time. But sometimes they just click it fast and it'll go fast for us if it went fast for them. Well, Brent, your guy Adam entered this one as the short stack. He's laddered up all the way to 6th. He's made himself at least another $20,000.
Never a doubt. Never a doubt. The Polish Prince, Adam Bonk. Absolutely going bonkers here today. Let's see what your guy Q does on this sort of wet texture. I love it, man. Q's playing great.
Yeah.
Back, a jack. Not going to go anywhere. Pads now turns a worthless 6, although he's got a smidgen of equity all of a sudden.
Trevor in the chat says Bonk needs a double up. Let's go bonkers.
I'm going bonkers. I'm coming in the chat. Let's go bonkers.
Let's go bonkers. Q checks back again. River brings another queen.
That now all of a sudden I'm value betting. Yeah, I'm value betting a 6. I'm loving it. Q just
want to lead value / blockerish.
Wouldn't it be sick if he would have put in a raise there?
Oh, that would have been insane. Let's just call here. And is very close to the chip lead and has pocket nines.
You're loving this, aren't you, Jeff? You are
this is a beauty.
Loving this. Yep.
First decent pick with an okay sweat in years. The Q will raise it up.
Yeah, you've done very well with sports betting lately, huh? You and I have been on.
Yeah, we've really crushed it, man.
I sent out some winners today. I'll tell you that right now.
Did you? Yeah, you had Gonzaga. I saw they were rolling.
Zags, the Bonnies, the Boilers. I love the Bills. What a big day. What a big day. Brent's big day.
All your teams.
And of course,
my team just stuck a nail in our coffin yesterday, USC Trojans.
Of course, bonkers. Everything with a B, Jeff. You got the bonkers, Bills, Boilers, the Bonnies. And my name's Brent.
Yes, thank you for that.
Huh?
I said, yeah, thank you. Who do the Bonnies play today?
They are playing Hofstra. Big collegiate game, and I love the Bonnies today. At 11, minus 11.
Okay.
Another overlay alert here, the Daily Hyper.
All right, let's get in the mix.
Let's get in there. Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be something?
Fire it off. Oh, the Q. Taking the chip lead. Running the table over.
I will tell you this, from what I've seen from Q thus far, I have a hard time believing that Q doesn't play tournaments quite regularly.
First time on GG, sure. Oh boy, and here we go.
Wow.
Here we go. Freddy going to be happy to look down at 10s with 5 bigs.
Doom Switch might raise Queen 8 suited on a button. Maybe to a min. I don't know. Maybe just pass.
Going to pass. Freddy will not.
Fast Freddy. Freddy Kitchens.
Definitely somebody I associate with fast is Freddy Kitchens. 10s versus Ace King. Ace in the window. Been that kind of a day for the Q. Squeeze a 4 across for the sweat for Freddy. No, Freddy won it. Freddy wanted to get out of here. Freddy out in 6 for 31,000. $610.
Pretty sweet day, huh? Sign up for a $50 tournament. Gonna take home, what was that? 31,000? Yeah, gonna take home 31,000. Now the next pay jump, Jeff, 44 grand. We got a $13,000 pay jump here.
Right, that everybody already qualified for. The final 5 guaranteed 44 grand.
Amazing.
61K to 4th. And perhaps QY getting in the mix there saved Mr. Bonk, who had the ace 3. The check raise from Party with the backdoor flush drawn with ace high.
I love this, man. This is a aggressive backdoor sort of hand, ace high holding. It can win a lot of pots. And
the Q.
Today.
The Q. The Q. Woo!
Q is running so
Heat
pure.
check.
This is, by the way, that's the worst turn card in the deck. Well, one of them for Party, because if Q has a 6, he's not folding, right? And if he has a king, he's never folding as well, because Party's never check raising like 6x. Unlikely, right? So, we're just shutting it down if we're Party Maker. You don't turn equity, and if it comes a 6, totally done. Like, the hand's over. It's night-night.
Catching a little heat in the wintry weather is the Q. Up to 63 million in chips. Bonk the short stack, the only one under 10 bigs, has now laddered from 9th to at least 5th, earning himself at least $33,000.
You love to see it. You love to see it. My pick, the underdog, 5-handed, still in the mix.
Fighting the good fight.
He's gonna spin it up, Jeff. I mean, that's what he does.
Okay.
That's what he does.
K9 versus Queen 9 here. Somebody asked me in the chat, Trevor, who's hosting with you next week? I think it's Kane Callis and I on Monday, and then Brent and Amanda and I on Wednesday for our happy hour stream for the high stakes view. Daniel Negreanu versus Doug Polk.
Excited about that.
And then Brent, you're taking the reins the next week, yeah?
That is the plan. That is the plan. I believe I'll have Barstool Smitty going to be joining me.
Oh, that'll be awesome.
And the only female who has ever played on high stakes poker. The only female. Do you know who that is, Jeff?
Lynn?
That is Lynn G. Yeah, Lynn G. She is on the brand new season of High Stakes Poker. And she will be joining me.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is an awesome mix. Barstool Smitty, we got Lynn G, we got Brent Hanks on Monday the 28th. We got the ace 3 of spades for the Qs coming after it with a 3-bet here. Yeah, perhaps the Q not as inexperienced as we thought coming in, but hey, first tournament on GG.
The Q is awesome.
Yeah.
Man, this is... What, Jeff, like, did you have inside information here?
Nope.
I mean, this is a little
just
ridiculous.
Very sharp. I just sensed it, watched back some hands.
Wow. I mean,
Felt it.
I'm very impressed with the way you can spot talent.
Thank you. Out of the way, Q.
Even this spot, like not moving it all in.
Right.
Like a lot of undisciplined sort of amateur players just say, oh, I'll apply pressure all in with 5-3 off. And now he's just going to easy limp fold. Like, whatever. Okay, buddy. You got it. You got it.
Rocker says Vanessa Selps did as well, didn't she? Yes, we meant the new season of High Stakes Poker.
Oh, Vanessa Selps. I actually didn't mean that. I totally forgot she played.
Oh, I actually thought you did. Yeah, gotcha.
Damn it. It's Vanessa. There we go. Great job. Great history.
Kings and fives for the Q. Getting tricky. Checking back. So Wiley says Jennifer Harmon was in the mix on High Stakes Poker as well.
Did Harmon play? I thought she played Poker After Dark. I didn't realize she played High Stakes
I know she played Poker After Dark. I'm not remembering a High Stakes Poker episode.
Yeah.
Nick says, LOL, Jeff trying to cover for Brent. What a friend. No, I'd be happy to throw Brent under the bus. Really would be, but
yeah,
I just actually thought he did mean the new season.
Well, that is for sure. Lynn is the lone,
right.
lone lady in High Stakes Poker this season.
Doom Switcher getting involved, but the queue keeps running hot. Kings in the cutoff. How to proceed? He's going to 3-bet small.
Very frustrating for Doom Switcher in this spot. I mean, it's super annoying. Playing unbelievably disciplined and patient. King Queen. First time you min raise, you've passed on all these spots, and then you get 3-bet by Q, who is very clearly the best player from China. And you just got to fold it.
The Q now over 70 million in chips. Might just run away with this thing.
Yeah. Who's the #1 ranked player in China?
Let's see.
Because the answer is Q.
Go to the all-time money list.
Yeah, it's Q.
It's Aaron Zhang, of course, helped out dramatically by that Triton Millie.
Now we know who Q is.
Yep, Q is Aaron Zhang.
Yep.
We've identified.
Can play $1 million buy-in and a $50 buy-in.
Yep. Very versatile.
Yep. And Aaron Zhang also played on Poker After Dark. Yes, he did. Aaron Zhang played with Rick Solomon on Poker After Dark a few years ago. Boy. And I think I was actually in the booth for that show, Jeff. And Aaron Zhang had a very shiny purple fanny pack on that he had about $3 million in chips inside of his fanny pack.
Oh.
And that's like, I'm not even joking. Yeah, it's crazy.
How high stakes was the game?
Well, whenever Rick Solomon is involved and even Aaron Zhang, who's, has all the money. Yeah, it was a big game. One of the largest in Poker After Dark history, that's for sure.
I like this. Our guy Sam on Twitter tweets at us, says, let's go, boys. Home poker night with the other half with the WSOP Circuit event #1 on in the background. So, Brent, you see on Twitter, he's got a cocktail. He's playing poker against his better half, perhaps. And he's got us on the TV.
Oh, man. I love this. Sam, this is great stuff out there on Twitter. By the way, if you guys want to hit us up on Twitter, I'm at Buffalo Hanks. This is at Jeff Platt.
Say what's up to us. Maybe drop a picture of your bet, and if you have one of these 5 remaining final table players and you fired off on GG before the final table began. Did you take the favorite, I'm Luck Pads? Did you take the Q coming in second? You take Adam Bonk like Brent Hanks did, about 18-1. Oh, here we go. Doom Switcher with 10s. I'm Luck Pads opening with the Ace King.
Yeah, I don't see a way in which Doom Switcher can get away with 10s here. I know Bonk is short, but you are the second shortest stack. You're not too far separated from Bonk. 10s is way too good of a hand. You just have to go with it. Here we go. Let's run it. Off to the races, Jeff. Here we go.
And Bonk looking for another ladder. This one worth almost $18,000. Doom Switcher with 10s. I'm Luck Pads with the Ace King. Comes 8-7-3. So far, so good for Doom Switcher.
Oh.
So far, so good for Doom Switcher. Ace King on the river would eliminate him. It's a 5 of spades.
Please.
And Doom Switcher with the double to more than 20 million in chips. Adam not thrilled with that one.
Oh, Bonk. Not happy. Not happy. Yeah, you know.
Paul in the chat, good evening, gentlemen, saying hi from the UK. I've missed you guys this week. Thank you, Paul, for tuning in. Appreciate that. We'll be here every single Saturday with WSOP Circuit final tables. Same start time right here on GGPoker.tv. Be sure to like, be sure to subscribe, be sure to share, be sure to comment, say hi to us in the chat, all the good stuff. And if you haven't checked out... Sorry, Brent. Okay, I was just going to say real quick, if you haven't checked out GG, maybe jump in like our guy, the Q. Sign up for GG. Your choice of a welcome bonus when you use promo code GGTV. You can either get $100 in free tournament tickets or a 100% match up to $600. Again, sign up to GG using the promo code GGTV. Sorry, Brent, go ahead.
No, you beat me to it, Jeff. I was going to say, sign up for GG, take a look at the circuit schedule. Maybe you can run like Q, who's been running hotter than the sun, or some of these other players, my guy Bonkers, make a final table on a Saturday. Jeff, we might be able to cover somebody here that's in the chat.
Maybe. We do have the mini main event going on. We'll have that day 2 tomorrow at the final table next Saturday. Also today, if you want to jump into the mix, you want to fire off in the Monster Stack, event number 4. Not a bad option. We got a PLO event tomorrow. Ooh, new free roll is up. How about I give you guys the password?
Look at this. You know what, Bonk? Way to go, man. Jack 7 suited on the short stack. I'm here to play for the win. Let's go bananas. Let's go bonkers. All in. Takes down that pot. Let's go, Bonk.
All right, and let's give away 10 more $20 World Series of Poker Circuit satellite tickets. That free roll now underway. It starts in about 9 minutes. You get 15 minutes of late registration. The password is wildcard. The password is wildcard for the free roll. $10, $20 WSOP Circuit satellite tickets up for grabs. Let us know if you play. Let us know if you win in the chat.
Wild card.
Wild card. Just like the GG Poker wild card cam, which is back. We are back. A prize pool of almost $1.5 million of a $50 buy-in in this one. Adam rips it with the King 5. That gets through.
Let's go.
As the blinds have gone up to 400K, 800K. 5-handed, all 5 guaranteed, $44,000. More than a $17,000 pay jump from 5th to 4th.
You know, that is I'm trying to see how many bigs this is for Party Maker.
He's got 15 bigs behind.
15 bigs, limps the small with ace-3 off against luck pads. I think you're just supposed to move it in there, Jeff. I mean, you don't always have to. Perhaps because of the dynamic having bonk so short, we're just going to limp rather than putting ourselves at risk. My question would be, if luck pads shoves all in, are you limp folding ace-3? If you're limp folding, okay, then maybe limp and take the very tight avenue. Otherwise, I think you just need to be the aggressor there with ace high, blind on blind, sort of collect the free money, knowing you're not going to get called very often.
Bonk gets another shove through, then folds the 3s with 10 bigs. On luck pads again, limps in on the button. Doom Switcher with the ace-jack of hearts and a little bit more than 20 bigs.
I love this limp on button here by pads, 4-5 suited. I mean, if you face the adversity, who cares? You gave yourself a chance to see the flop. You risked 1 big blind to see 3 in position on the button. I love this limp. You see it a lot, Jeff. We've covered so many of these high rollers and super high rollers. You see the button limps from a variety of hands and a variety of big blind stack depths.
Interesting spot here. Bonk with 10 bigs and the ace-6. The Q with an ace in the small blind just rips it. This is too good for Adam. He says, let's go, but he's going to be in a little bit of trouble. Brent, your guy is all in and behind.
No, we need a 6 ball.
Ooh, needing a 6.
Don't do it. No, we got to
needing a 6.
Oh, God.
No. Unless it's a 3. That could be a 6. Oh, it was the 3 across, but it's the 8. And that will do it for Adam Bonk. Admirable effort, but finishes in 5th place for $44,191.
A hell of a run. Came in as a short stack, going to take home $44,000 for Mr. Bonk. You know, Jeff, I think he'll be happy with that result.
Yeah.
I know that everyone that bet on Adam Bonk, not happy with me, Jeff.
That much is certain. Adam Bonk out in 5th in the queue, just extending his chip lead. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. The queue up to 80 million. That's 100 bigs. Rest of the table doesn't combine for that much.
Ignorant Pleb says 44,000 in his underwear. Not a bad day. Spot on. Spot on. Yep. My God. How sharp are you, Jeff? You got Q dialed up as the chip leader here? I mean, this
is looking good. This is looking good to get some of that Brent Hanks money. Brent and I will make our picks at the very beginning of every final table preview show.
Yeah, you're just free rolling, man. You are just free rolling now. Were you at all nervous about my guy, Bonk? At all nervous?
A little bit. I mean, you keep laddering and laddering and laddering, and then you have a chance. And then if you get that one double, and speaking of, Party Maker thinks he has a chance here, but he's going to run right into the 9s of I'm Luck pads. Party is going to need an ace for now. Doesn't find it here. Does have backdoor clubs. Nope. Looking for an ace or a jack on the river to stay alive. It's paint. Could it be a jack?
It's a hard. It's a cowboy.
It's a king. That was a good sweat, though. A good sweat indeed. And just like that, Brent, we are 3-handed as Party Maker out in 4th for $61,779. Our final 3 guarantee more than $86K. Next page jump is worth about $35,000.
Yeah, and when you're a Doom Switcher, by the way, now 3-handed as the ultimate short stack, this is a totally brand new ball game. You know, he can tee off, apply pressure to both Q and luck pads, knowing that he has nothing to lose. He's already the short stack. He can't, even if he were to get eliminated, he can't ladder up anybody else. He's got a good spot to chip up, chip away, get back into this thing.
Speaking of good spots, QY continues to utilize that chip advantage, that chip lead. Beat the Pros event going on right now. $210 bounty hunter. Doom Switcher does flop a gut shot and a backdoor flush draw. You knock out a pro, you get an entry into a 5K free roll.
A weird spot for Doom Switcher. I thought he could have shoved pre with King 9 suited. As I was saying, he sort of has leverage, but then he faced a 4x raise from Q. King 9 suited's a little too good to fold. He's just in a weird spot. Even now, having a gut shot, backdoor diamonds. You don't love it? Now I love it.
Oh, now you love it. Now you love it. The gut shot comes in on the turn for Doom Switcher.
Just
can he extract any value?
Check, yeah. It seems like Q's concerned about the calling range that Doom Switcher had here.
Let's check back. This river might make it even easier on Q to just get out of there.
Well, I mean, was done with it anyway. Clearly, the fact that Q didn't c-bet, didn't bet the turn, which looks like it's favorable texture. But I think, again, like Q just dialed in, picked up on Doom Switcher's range, said, oh, I think he was doing something a little fancy with a hand like King 9, King 10, King Jack, King Queen that he just didn't elect to go all in pre with for whatever reason. Great read, great feel, recognition by Q.
Doom Switcher says 2 million, maybe? Please call. Q says nope. Nope. Just not interested. Just not interested. Doom will raise it up with the A6. That will get through. So Doom with about 30 bigs.
What I tell you about the lone German? You got to be wary of the lone
That's
German.
true. That's true. Right? Germans always find a way.
I've never met a German that doesn't stink at poker. They're all good, Jeff. All of them.
All good. Andreescu, how to get an invitation to play Beat the Pros. Don't need one. You can fire off for $210. You can get in the mix. Or tell him Brent Hanks sent you. I mean, I don't think that gets you any kind of a discount, but oh no, Doom Switcher just rips it. To your point, perhaps picking up the aggression, three-handed, being the shortest stack.
The best name too, right? Doom Switcher.
Doom Switcher is a cool,
great
name.
Cool name. Great name. This
cool
guy,
name.
you know what? I take it back, Jeff. My pick was actually Doom Switcher. Was not.
Nope. We had it locked in as Adam Bonk.
Next week, let's each pick 2.
Why? I've had a great sweat throughout this whole thing.
We had a better chance to win, Jeff.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I'm always going to pick the underdog.
I don't know.
You're always going to pick the favorite. You're nitty.
I'm not picking the favorites.
Ish. Q was second.
Ish. An under the radar favorite, I would say. Good sweat so far. Q will fire here, king high. You see the next payout on the top left corner of the table. It's exactly what the players are looking at. 9 more hands at this level. 25 hands per level at these final tables. Oh boy, for three-handed, these are some hands. Ace-8 for Doom Switcher, 7s for the Q, queens for I'm Luck Pads.
Yeah, this is, how does this go? Maybe a 3-bet from Q with 2 7s here. Could consider just calling. There is the 3-bet now, Jeff. Fireworks, because Luck Pads has a wonderful, wonderful hand to come in with a cold 4.
More than 60 bigs in his stack. The cold 4 says every single chip.
And this should be hand over. I mean, yeah. I don't see how Q could call with 7. Quick fold. Just a quick fold, too. Right. Wow. Yeah.
Quickly gets out of the way. I'm Luck Pads up to more than 60 million in chips. With position on the 3-better, Brent, would you have liked to see a little bit smaller 4-bet?
I don't know what that sizing would have been. I mean, you know, he only had 60 bigs to start. It's like, do you really even want to open the door to allow like Ace-Jack suited to think you might? Yeah, I mean, you would love the action, of course, but on the flip side, you kind of just want to close it as well. And you also make 9s and 10s if you're up against that sort of hand. I think they have to call, right? Yeah. Whereas when you just rip it, it looks like, okay, ace-king, need to win a flip. Oh, crap, he's got that other end of his range. He's got jacks or queens.
It's 4s now for the Q. Not afraid of 3-betting, despite what happened last time in this spot. Doom Switcher with the ace-deuce of hearts. Doom Switcher
not an easy
taking
spot,
his time.
By the way, considering what we have seen from beautiful flop for Doom Switcher, but what we've seen out of Q thus far, clearly can play ball. Has been 3-betting correctly, sizing has been wonderful, and ace-deuce suited, I know you're not extremely deep. Yeah. I don't think you just have to 4-bet shove go all in. I think you can peel, take a flop, and play your hand sort of face up now against Q, and getting exactly what he wanted in this particular spot. Ooh, spicy.
Wow.
Spicy.
Now aces and deuces, but we have the gut shot and the flush draw for the Q with almost 19 million in the pot. And the Q goes Rip City. Looked up here by Doom Switcher. Q's going to have a decent amount of outs, looking for a 3 or 4 or a diamond to get to heads up. Wow. It's the king of clubs. Aces and deuces hold up, and Brent, this is a brand new ball game.
This certainly is. Even Steven, 3-way battle. I really like the way Doom Switcher played that hand. I do. Just peel the 3-bet, sort of understand what Q's capable of, what you've been observing thus far. Your hand is a little too good to fold. Obviously, just a gin turn card for both players. I think Q, very aggressive line, obviously. Just blasts off when the flush comes home. picks up that equity.
Well, not great for the queue. But we're fine, Brent. We're fine. We're doing just
you're fine. You're fine. Three-handed right now on
doing
this
just
thing.
fine.
You're loving this. Let's face it.
Germ Hater Muppet Guy tweets at us, says, Jeff looking very dapper tonight, my man. Actually, Hanks looks decent too. Regards from Cape Town, South Africa. Thank you, Germ Hater Muppet Guy.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Where are you guys watching us from? Let us know where you're tuning in from. We know we have a worldwide audience. We certainly appreciate every single one of y'all being here. So let us know in the chat where you are watching us from for the World Series of Poker Winter Online Circuit Series on GGPoker. The Big 50, $50 buy-in, prize pool of more than $1.4 million.
Really
Jack
interesting.
6 versus Jack 6.
Yeah, I think maybe Doom Switcher thought turning at 6 into a bluff there. Obviously, you could see they both had the same hand, but repping, it was an advantageous run out for him, right? He had all the straights in that spot. I think he had majority of two-pair combos, and he recognized that, obviously having a jack in his hand as well. And he turned a 6 into a bluff. That was for sure a bluff.
All right, we've got Germany, we've got Canada, Macau, Somalia, Montenegro, the throne in Boise, Idaho, says John Barry. Birmingham, Alabama, some more Germany, some New Zealand, Tampa, Florida, Austria. Brent, who else we got in the mix?
Oh, I'm seeing Estonia. I see Pat from San Diego. I see Simon from Malaysia. Jason from Maine. What's going on, Jason from Maine? You guys must have like 6 feet of snow. This is
Martin from Scotland. Ron checking us out from Manchester. Trevor in Saskatchewan. Cool. This is awesome.
Love the
International
chat.
crowd.
Yeah, Turkey. We got Turkey out there. Bolivia.
Nice. Nanook Island. Is that good? Need some
How
more.
about this one from Jose Rodriguez? Watching from U-Haul storage, loading a unit.
There we go, Jose. That works. Hopefully it makes the move go by faster.
Yep.
Iraq, Slovenia, South Africa, Croatia, Chicago, Cali. Tom from Ohio, USA.
Zuka says, what's that? Does that say the Bills? I think that says the Bills with a heart.
No, it's Tbilisi, Georgia, the country. Georgia, the country.
Got it.
And the place in Georgia where, yeah, don't think you. But he might be a big Buffalo Bills fan.
Could be a big Bills fan.
The Bills are huge in the country of Georgia.
Certainly are. Certainly are.
Blinds going up, 500K, 1 million. Makes the math easy for us. Doom Switcher with more than 50 bigs. The
Now
Q
I
with
can
47
tell
bigs.
the
Yeah.
ones they have.
At the 50K, 100K, and the 500K, 1 milli level, you do just fine. Tito, there's a Vegas. Like it. I like it. I like it. UK, Romania, Cyprus, Portugal, Italia. Thanks for being here. Make sure to like the page, to subscribe to the page, to share the page. Hit that thumbs up button, as they say.
Fun one here for Q, by the way. He's got the gutter with 2 overs.
Yeah.
He's got a nice hand. Went limp pre-flop. He's got a nice hand to check raise with if he elects to do so. And oh my, Spike City for luck pad. Gets there, ass end of a straight. Oh,
The Q leads for 2.9 million.
I love Q. This is fancy. He's going to rep to 10. And oh my goodness.
There's the raise from I'm Luck Pads, the min raise.
This is pretty special. Q's like,
Q
oh my
just
God,
has-
now I just have to fold. He's got,
Yeah.
yeah.
Q now third in chips. I'm Luck Pads is the chip leader. Marcin in the chat, how many people played in this tournament? 31,291 entries, creating a prize pool of $1,439,386. 1,600 players made the money. Min cash of $200. First place prize of $168,810. That's more than 3,300 buy-ins.
Family pot here. Doom Switcher came in plenty deep enough to see 3 with the 6-5 off. I think Luck Pads could have considered 3-betting there with 2 3s from the small blind. I don't mind it. I mean, you're deep enough.
6s and 5s now for Doom Switcher. Got shot for the Q.
Trevor Morin says, ha ha ha, the Bills, how many Super Bowls lost? Ha ha ha, Kelly sucks. Well, Kelly was actually awesome, and we lost 4 in a row, 2 of which were to your beloved Cowboys. By the way, how the Cowboys doing there, buddy? Hell of a squad, hell of a squad. Love what's going on down there in Dallas.
Yeah, I mean, they got those rings, though.
They got those rings. They got those rings. I'm talking about the modern era, okay, Trevor? When's the last time Dallas was relevant? The Bills are back, Trevor.
7-5-3, 2 diamonds. Doom Switcher ahead with the 4s. The Q with the backdoor flush draw. Unlike pads with ace-high, backdoor straight draw. Another 7 on the turn.
Some fun hands. I mean, again, these guys seeing it 3 ways. Keeping it small.
Playable.
Nice spot, I think, for Doom Switcher to be betting. Are we concerned about Q having 7x? Yes, that's fine. But we're also just protecting our hand. We're denying equity. We should have small pairs in this spot from the small blind, which we've seen now back-to-back scenarios.
Doom going to lead for 2 million. How long did this tournament take to finish? Well, a ton of day 1 flights, including a couple last chance qualifiers. Day 2, I believe, was on Sunday. We paused the tournament so we could showcase the final table here for you on Saturday.
Can't imagine that Luck Pads is coming along for the ride with just ace high.
Does lay it down.
Yeah, that's going to win it. I Am Moon says one could say raise to see where he's at. LAMO from the DNEG's reference, sulfur white pot. I mean, it's really like it. I know we all used to laugh at that phrase, like, oh, raise him to see where I'm at.
See where he's at.
But it's kind of back now.
Yeah.
It's not. You're not necessarily limited to just raising for value and raising for a bluff, or betting for value or betting for a bluff. You're now able to decipher a ton of information based on raising without understanding if it's for value or you're merging, really, right? It's not really as laughable as it was.
Sure. 2-way straight draw here for Doom Switcher along with the backdoor flush draw. I'm like pads is ahead with 4s. Doom Switcher will fire.
Love it. Great texture for him. Just 7 high, ton of equity. Very favorable for Doom Switcher on the button.
Unlock pads will lay it down. 3s for the Q. Ace 3 for unlock pads. Ace Queen for Doom Switcher. Doom Switcher, about 6 minutes left on his game clock.
And I know they're deep, but I just think that Ace Queen 3-handed in this spot. Yeah. Oh wow, that's a big. I expected maybe a 4.5 to 5x 3-bet.
Okay.
Larger
so still a sizable
there.
3-bet, but he went
yeah,
super
yeah.
size mode.
Yeah.
Super size Doom Switcher. Just said,
I mean,
just said,
I don't
you know
mind
what?
it.
Let's play for all of it. Yeah.
I don't mind
Play
it.
for it
Yeah.
all. Ace Deuce for the Q. Takes that one down. Doom Switcher, QY 707. I'm Luck Pads, our final 3.
And just from what we've seen, you know, I think these 3 stood out as arguably the 3 strongest players at this final table.
Yeah, I would agree. Party Maker looks pretty decent, I would say.
Yeah.
But overall, yeah, I definitely agree.
What I'm getting at is I think with these stack sizes between 60 and 40 bigs right now, we're going to be here in this phase for a while. I think stacks are going to be close. We're going to wait for hands to collide. Yeah. I do think we're going to see some cooler sorts of situations, maybe some inevitable post-flop where the money just gets in, but you're not going to see anything like chip away, giving it away here. We're going to be here for a little while, three-handed.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like any one of these three will get too out of line, to your point.
Until the stacks get down to like 30, 40 bigs where you just get, eights in versus ace queen or something like that, Jeff.
All right, break time for our three players, break time for us as well. Stick with us. You're watching the final table of the Big 50. It's all part of the World Series of Poker Winter Online Circuit Series. See you in a couple minutes.
The GGPoker Wildcard Cam.
Welcome into the GGPoker Wildcard Cam. We look back at some classic hands on GGPoker featuring some of the titans of the game. And this week, Brent, on the Wildcard Cam, we go to the World Series of Poker, the $25,000 heads-up event, and we're sweating this hand with the great one, the 15-time World Series of Poker bracelet winner, Phil Hellmuth.
Ace-10 of clubs. Phil, you got to fold that hand pre-flop. It's not good enough for you.
Let's see what Phil actually does with this ace-10 of clubs. You already see the options for our villain's hand. Vicent Bosca on the 7-4-3 flop with two clubs.
Oh, it's got to be 7-deuce, Jeff. It's got to be 7-deuce. Bosca just wants to make Phil throw his monitor out the window.
Could it be the 7-deuce? Could it be the Jack-5 offsuit? That's kind of what I'm leaning towards here with that Jack of clubs, backdoor flush draw, got the gut shot. He does check raise. That would make some sense. Hand number 3, it could be the 8-6 of clubs. Quite a flop for that hand.
Still don't like your fancy play syndrome analysis. I'm going top pair. Check raise with 7-deuce.
Hand number 4 could just be king high, could just be the king 8. Let's see what Hellmuth does here. Hellmuth makes the call. Deuce on the turn. So, Brent, it could be 7s and deuces for Bosca as he leads here for 5,760. Are you locking this guess in?
Stick it in. Yeah, lock it in. It's 7-deuce. Look at the 3/4 pot size bet. 7-deuce.
I think it's hand number 2. I think it's the Jack-5. It makes sense. The check raise on the flop. The lead on the turn by Bosca. Let's see what Hellmuth does here with that flush draw, with that gut shot. River card. Oh, that river changes everything.
The call, and this is a really bad flop for both players.
Yes. Nobody really has much going on that board. Adamo does have the backdoor spades, of course, and he does still have 2 overs.
Check.
That's a very interesting turn, right?
Check.
It's very bad for Adamo also because he's not expected to hit a straight here. I think Brewer should fire. It just seems like he could easily get a hand to fold. But Adamo can he make the call of ace king high? It would be so nasty. It's so correct. It is correct, and he calls.
Yeah, but now you got to pull the trigger if you're Christopher Brewer. If Adamo checks here again, I know it's tough. He could obviously have it too, but he's the one who 3-bet pre-flop. How likely is it? Can he do it? One time, Christopher Brewer. He does.
3.3 million. Adamo, oh my God, if he calls this one.
Don't you dare to call here, Michael Adamo. Don't you dare to call. That is be outrageous. Oh my God, he calls.
Michael Adamo is the best. Look at that.
How do you call on that board?
Oh, he says, guys, there were 2 pots on table 1 and 2 that added up to 30K, won by D-Negs earlier, and you totally missed it.
Oh,
but
so
we're gonna miss a lot of hands.
I think we're supposed to drink. If we miss something, we must drink.
There's a check raise from Doug Polk, makes it 10K.
Come on, babe. Yeah, this is the shit that I yell when I'm upstairs alone. Like,
just yelling at the YouTube screen.
Yeah.
After this hand, we'll discuss the free roll that starts in 7 minutes on GGPoker.tv. Oh yeah, baby.
Oh.
A free roll that will give away 5 $55 mega satellite tickets as Polk rips it on the turn. Negreanu calls with a set of sevens.
Oh.
Polk had kings, and the biggest pot of the day goes to Daniel Negreanu.
Oh shit.
Oh my. All right, welcome back to our final table coverage of the Big 50 event, number 1 of the World Series of Poker Winter Online Circuit Series. Jeff Platt alongside Brent Hanks. A reminder that the high stakes feud will continue on Monday right here on this very channel on ggpoker.tv, 5:30 p.m. Eastern, 2:30 p.m. Pacific. I believe that's 10:30 p.m. UTC. Now 3 more sessions to close out 2020. And Brent, also, we saw during the break again, the GG wildcard cam. So in the chat, if you haven't done it already, just one guess per person. Your nickname on GG and your guess, A, B, C, or D. We'll have 10 of the winners receiving $20 WSOP Circuit satellite tickets.
That's sweet. Just a huge giveaway. Piece of cake. Name. What's your choice?
Yeah.
I think it's
easy.
7 deuce, Jeff. I'm going 7 deuce.
And remember, to enter, you got to be subscribed to ggpoker.tv. So make sure to click that subscribe button. Brent, how was your break, sir?
Fantastic. Went and checked on the kiddos running wild upstairs.
Nice.
Checked on my beloved Bonnies who have blown a 23-point lead.
Oh
They're
my.
up 3. I'm sick to my stomach.
How much time's left in that one?
A lot of time.
Oh boy.
A lot of time. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Would not be a fantastic weekend for Mr. Hanks if the Bonnies blew the 23-point lead and ended up losing
Jeff,
a Hofstra.
Listen. It can't ruin my weekend. This is already a fantastic weekend, okay?
It is.
A beautiful day.
It's a nice day.
It's not going to take the jelly out of my donut.
Do you have donuts at the Hanks household today? You kind of strike me as a donut guy.
I don't mind a good old-fashioned donut from time to time. I like donuts. I'm a Bavarian cream kind of guy. You know, I like that sort of donut. I don't even like the jelly donut. I'll eat it. You put anything in front of me, I'll probably eat it.
Pretty average donut choice, I would say, as far as top donut. But who am I to judge, right?
Not a big donut guy. I know you actually would get a box of donuts delivered every now and then, didn't you? Don't you order them from?
Oh yeah, I mean we'll go with some Krispy Kreme here and there. A little
Speaking
cheat
of crispy
meal.
and creamy, look at this. Oh my God, we got a bet from 5 high, pot size bet, and a call with Jack High by Luck Pads. He's calling with Jack High. Call me with Jack High.
Tangoing.
Jack High.
Let's see if he can do it again.
Oh my
for
God.
a pot size bet. Could he find the call with Jack High?
Is this real? Like, are these cards right? This is happening? He might call with Jack High.
Considering.
Come on. No way. Really?
3-handed at the Big 50. I'm Luck Pads really thinking about this and to lay it down.
What a bluff, man. Pot size bet on the turn. Bets a hair over the pot on the river with 5 high. I mean, holy cow.
Just for thinking about it, he's rewarded with queens here in the small blind.
That was pretty sick.
This 3-bet it to 6.8 million. I'm Luck Pads drew the majority of the action, looking at our final table betting numbers. 7K was bet on I'm Luck Pads, 2,800 was bet on Doom Switcher, and Brent the Q only drew $337 of action.
That's amazing. I mean, and Q, that was your value pick all along.
Mm-hmm.
He's the story, the dream.
saying.
Not a single result on GG Poker until this, whatever he's going to end up with here today. He's guaranteed a minimum of what, 86,000?
Next pay jump from 86K to 120K. A 3-bet here with the ace king, pretty small. Makes it 8.8 million.
Yeah, inducing. No doubt about it. Doom Switcher likes to peel. I don't think he peels the Jack 9 off.
Yeah. Haven't done a stream, Brent, at this time of the day, and didn't realize that at the top of the kind of broken shades that I have is just this sunlight that just strikes me, which is quite nice. It feels wonderful.
Wow.
It's just a
yeah.
random, you know, kind of. Well, can we get that figured out for next week?
No, that looks really nice on you.
I think it's a nice little touch. It's like a lightning bolt
I
from
would
the heavens.
consider, you know, maybe getting your shades fixed. It's, you know, go to Lowe's. I'll help you do it, Jeff. I'll help you install some shades if you want.
Hey, if I help you mean you'll do the entire thing, then I'll take it.
Yeah, you know, it's honestly kind of cool. It's like a lightning bolt
so,
right through your
it's
forehead.
It's actually a graphic design. We've raised the game. Tom in the chat says you have a light beam on your head, Jeff. Oh wow, mentioned it as soon as I said it. Yep. Beautiful
Now,
Vegas sun.
Is it tough on the eye? It hits you right in the eye. You can't see.
Well, it does hit me when I look over to this other screen. 2 monitors, Brent. Don't mean to brag.
Yeah.
So I get a little bit of the, you know, the stars in the eyes. But I think I'll keep dodging it. It'd be a fun little game. You don't worry about me. I keep myself occupied.
No, this will be great. We're going to enjoy this. Danish Sausage, Harry Potter, is that you?
Nick from Yuma says Lowe's plug. No free ads, but, you know,
Look,
Lowe's,
the Depot.
Home Depot.
Lowe's. Oh, we could go get something.
Oh, God. I hate walking into Home Depot. It just makes
Why?
me uncomfortable.
Just because you've never fixed anything in your life?
Right, because I just I don't understand anything that's going on inside the store.
Like, oh my God, what does a screwdriver
Just
look like?
I get anxiety when a guy's like, "What can I help you with?" I'm like, I don't know. I don't understand anything. Is this a screwdriver or is it a plier? I just don't know. I just do not know. And as Tom says, Home Depot's too big, like a warehouse I don't belong in. Exactly. It's intimidating. It's overwhelming. And it's the A6 of spades for the Q.
I actually can't picture you fixing anything. Remember that one time you wanted me to help you take your license plate off?
Yeah. And then I went there, I was like, oh, wait.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Stuck, I guess.
I am not handy, by the way. Like, as far as
it's not like
putting
you're
things
top-level
together around
handyman.
the house, like chairs, tables. Like my wife does it all. She's good at that stuff. I don't think I'm very patient. Like if I can't figure it out, I get mad.
Kind of like the Negranis, right? That's what D-Negs always says. He's like, I just get too frustrated with putting things together. So Amanda loves it and takes care of it all. Aces for the Q. 8 more hands in this level.
Doom switch, a little sneeze on the flop, faces resistance. I just don't think we're gonna fire another shell if we're doom switch.
What time we have Buffalo today, Brent?
That'll be I think it's 1:30 our time. 1:30
Bills
Vegas
of
time.
Buffalo.
Yeah, big game, big game. So it'd be awfully thin if he bets flop, checks turn, and then bets river. He's obviously trying to rep something strong. A good ace, good king, I should say. Decent ace. I just don't think we're ever going to get it through.
The Q with 6 minutes left in his game clock. Just all the time he will have for the remainder of this final table. Doom Switcher is at 5 minutes. The Q takes down that pot. 500K, 1 million blinds. Some playables. Doom Switcher raises it up with the ace-6 of clubs. I'm luck pads with the king jack.
Wow.
3-bet it here. Smaller sizing.
Yeah, you know, changing gears. I thought we might just see a call, C3. Take the aggro route.
Queen,
Again.
4.
Doom Switch not folding for that price. Ace-6 suited. It's just too good of a hand. Gonna peel. Now we're gonna see some crafty post-flop maneuvering, I believe, from luck pads. Maybe dial up a very small C-bet. There it is, a down bet. Less than a little more than a quarter of the pot. Probably going to work. You know, Doom Switcher can't do anything about it. Doesn't have clubs. It'd be a very thin float.
Mm-hmm. Well done. I'm luck pads. All 3 of these players have held the chip lead at one point.
Yeah, slow and steady back and forth. It's, again, you know, we said it before break. It's just a matter of time before we see a collision of sorts, right? These stacks are going to sort of get a little bit smaller down to where we can get it in pre. Whenever we have a pair versus, you know, ace, queen, ace, king. Or we'll see just a stone cold cooler after a flop. Both players flop trips. That's what it's going to take.
58 million for Doom Switcher, about 53.5 million for Unluck Pads, 42 million for the Q. It was the short stack, but still more than 40 bigs. Next Saturday, we'll cover the final table of the mini main event. $170 buy-in, a $2 million guarantee.
Isn't that amazing? 170 bucks, Jeff?
Yeah.
$2 million guarantee.
Yeah.
Someone's going to win 300,000 plus, easy.
Off $170 buy-in.
Oh.
It's next Saturday, Boxing Day, as we've heard from a lot. We've heard a lot about Boxing Day from our friends at the GG team, and Brent and I just kind of nod, and we're like, yeah, Boxing Day.
Yeah, Boxing Day. That's
Boxing
usually
Day.
where I'm taking the boxes from Christmas in my garage and cutting them open so I can fit them in my recycling bin so the trash guy can take it on my...
Yeah, Boxing Day. Yeah, Boxing Day.
Yeah.
And then Tuesday, you can catch Nananoku in Rotterdam. Final table coverage of the Super Millions. Q takes that pot down with King High. Monday, high stakes feud. Daniel Negreanu versus Doug Polk resumes. Wednesday, Brent and Amanda Negreanu and I will be on the call there. Monday, I'll be joined by Kane Callis. And the next week, Brent will be joined by Barstool Smitty and Lin G. Flacco says, liking the halo, Jeff, you are an angel. That's what it is. Thank you. Thank you, Flacco. It's not bothering me at all.
Are you being sarcastic, Jeff? I think it is actually driving you nuts.
Slightly insane. Might be very insane by the end of this tournament. You know, just didn't account for top light. Top shade.
I love this. I was wondering if Pat was going to do this. He did it before
deuces.
when he had sort of a difficult hand to maneuver with earlier. I think he had 6-7 on maybe it was like 8-7-4, and he elected to check raise the 6-7. He did the same thing there with deuces. Same sort of thing, protecting his hand and hoping to just take it down right then and there. Otherwise, he can just, be done with it. Sort of solves the equation, the puzzle right away, rather than just calling and guessing and figuring out what I'm going to do on this turn. His hand is vulnerable. Makes it simpler to play.
Camille in the chat says, what about Uncle Ron? I don't think we've seen the last of Uncle Ron on the high stakes feud, Brent.
Oh, would love to get Ronnie back in there.
Yeah.
What a treat he was. He really had on a pair of whitey-tighty underwear. And by the way, they're still a little too deep, but this is the sort of hand that I would have expected maybe to get all in pre if they were a little shallower.
And just the limp on the button for my luck pads.
Yeah. Little too deep. What sizing does Doom Switcher go with here? 4, 5x? Try and punish the button limp? Does he just limp for whatever reason and take a deceptive flop with pocket eights?
I think at this point you have to start thinking about your game clock overall. You're pretty deep three-handed. So to just have 4 minutes, you're going to have a lot of spots. I just think Doom Switcher perhaps should be a little bit wary.
Yeah, now Pads is like, what the heck? I
Yeah,
put King Queen suited here. It should be the best hand. He's very under ref himself. Just limping
Right.
button.
Great point. Does call, does flop a king.
Hard to put pads on a hand as strong as King Queen suited.
Doom Switcher checks. About 11.4 million in the pot. Winner of this pot will have the chip lead. White Patch checks back, ace on the turn.
Yeah, and I think Doom Switcher might sort of have pads nailed here range-wise. I mean, if he bets, he's turning eights into a bluff and he's trying to rep, the better ace highs that he raised it up with pre-flop. But just electing to try and get the showdown. A miserable texture for 2 eights.
Yeah.
You're concerned about your opponent limping with some sort of maybe King X, 10X, obviously ace X sorts of holding.
Check, check, blank on the river. Walter says, what up, guys? What's up, Walter? Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us.
Walter?
And somebody in the chat says, if have that's money, send in my PayPal some money. All right, yeah. Hook you up with some cash, no problem. Check, check. Not action pre. Nothing post. Nice pot for Unlock Pads, who has the chip lead. Has 57 bigs.
Love that he got to show down that hand, too. Just
Yeah, like, hello, I'm limping here on the button.
Yeah.
Can still jump into the Beat the Pros event on GG. $210 bounty hunter. If you knock out a pro, you get an entry into a 5K free roll. Got Saturday sessions with the GG squad. Anybody win the free roll? Let us know in the chat. Do we have some winners? Unlock Pads takes that one down. Jack high and the gut shot. Line's going up. 600K, 1.2 million. Unlock Pads, the chip leader, about 50 bigs. Yeah.
Remarkable pay jump here. I mean, third place is guaranteed 86,000 and change. Second place, six-figure payday of 120K. I mean, yeah, that's a huge jump. There's a lot of money on the line here. Obviously, we know first is 168,000, and there's no price you can put on the value of that circuit ring, Jeff.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
And again, a $50 buy-in to get to this, to get to these kinds of payouts is absurd. What circuit ring did you win?
So Caesar's event.
Okay.
I don't know. It was like a trophy.
Well, you probably have a ring.
A ring somewhere, yeah. I don't remember, but I know I played Sean Daniels heads up, who ended up turning out to be this phenomenal cash game player. Yeah, that was fun. I was a little tipsy.
Oh no, you?
A little tipsy.
A couple cold beers at the final table?
Just a couple. It was a 2-day event. Just a couple, both days.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe just keep the cold beers coming.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
There's a nice little bluff attempt here with 7 high. I don't think it's getting through. No.
Yeah. Q looks him up with the 8. Here comes blank blank on turn and river.
Yeah. Carlencio, you have a ring and a bracelet? It's true. True story.
Right? Can you believe
My
that?
dad actually has the bracelet. I gave it to him for Father's Day after I won it. And
Oh,
my
that's
ring,
nice.
I actually think my ring is in my truck outside because I had it as part of our podcast set. And
Oh, truck the whole time ever since I've won it.
well, I just haven't found the pawn shop that would give me the right amount.
No, we value those rings. Small 3-bet from the queue with the king queen and the small blind, not even 3x. And so Doom Switcher's like, all right, Jack 8 of clubs, I'll come along for the ride. Both missed the flop.
I mean, it's weird, right? They both airball the flop. Two fun hands, Jack 8 suited. I love when somebody 3-bets me and I have a hand like Jack 8 suited.
Right.
I'm deep enough to see 3. Like, oh God,
Especially
love
when the 3-bet is small, yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's just an unbelievably impossible texture to try and run a thin bluff.
Right.
You would think that Q could be 3-betting, ace X, and then he knows he's way ahead, way behind on the flop, and he can just check calls so easily. And he's taking that sort of line here. He 3-bet king queen, comes ace high, he checks flop. Now let's see what he does here on the turn. With just king high, would he consider check calling with the nut no pair in this spot? Or should we be betting some of the time? Knowing that that's what he would do if he did have ace X, right? He would take that particular line.
Q does river a king. And does check again. Doom Switcher says,
yeah.
I can't do anything
you're
here.
done.
Yeah.
You're just done. Great hand. I love how Q played it. Front to back. Even Doom Switcher, like, he just recognizes that texture. Never winning. Never putting a chip in the pot. You're just burning money. I mean, it was going to take a miraculous, like, triple barrel balloon bluff, but obviously not necessary.
5s for the Q, 7s for Doom Switcher, who just rips it for about 35 bigs.
Yeah, just too many big blinds to call. I mean, it's...
Yeah.
I would be shocked, as well as Q was played, if he would call it off here with 2 5s. I would honestly be shocked. Yeah, you're flipping a good amount, but
sure,
would he really stuff this many bigs with, like, ace deuce, ace 3, ace 4, ace 5 suited?
Fours or 3s. The Q, I think, though, is thinking about it. Does lay it down.
Yeah. You're getting to the point where, you can start to make these calls. Oh God! See, this is the thing. This is exactly what.
This is what you right.
Yeah. Here's the cooler sort of situation. These hands are just too good. And again, Pads limps the button with a very strong hand. Here it's 2 jacks. A couple orbits ago, it was king queen suited. Will we see a back raise jam by Pads? And if he does, Doom Switcher's going to snap him off. Like 2 9s is calling. You're in the middle.
9's just too good. How will I'm Luck Pads proceed? Does rip it.
You have to call. It's too good. He'd be doing this with ace X suited. He had king queen suited not too long ago. The stacks have gotten shallower. 9s, you just have to call, Doom Switcher. If he folds here, I'm like, headset's off. I'm walking out. I'm going to do a lap around the house. I'm going to get a cold one. Get ready for the Bills game. You just got to call with you.
Can Doom Switcher somehow find the fold? He cannot. So here we go. Doom Switcher, the one on and at risk in the biggest pot of the tournament. 92 million in the middle and a jack on the flop. There's no drama in this one. That will do it for Doom Switcher. Out in third for $86,369. And Brent, to your point, I mean, nothing he could do there with the 9s.
Nothing you could do, and I give him credit for thinking that long and hard about it. And really, Pads, I'm so impressed with what I've seen. He was the cheerleader coming in. His ability to raise, limp, and having a limping range, by the way, is just remarkable. That was really impressive there, having 2 jacks in that spot. Never would have thought he had that if I was in Doom's shoes. Tremendous stuff. And hey, Jeff, we're heads up, baby, for the ring.
Heads up.
All the money on the line.
And the Q, both guaranteed $120,745 up top in this one. is $168,810. And of course, that World Series of Poker Circuit ring. Here we go. Chris in the chat says, Brent, really enjoy listening to your streams. Jeff as well. You guys are like steak and wine. What a pair. That speaks to my heart. Thank you.
Oh, I love that. Speaking of a pair, how about this no pair, but the straight flush
That's so
draw.
pretty. So pretty.
Not going to get any action. I just don't think pads maybe would check call once. I mean, this board texture sucks. Even if you turn like the 7 of hearts, you don't love it. You know, like you have to turn trips to really feel good about continuing. That hand's over.
Does fold 600K, 1.2 million blinds. The Q with aces. Is he going to be able to get anything out of them?
Maybe not. You know, 6-3 is just not very well connected. Probably going to make it like 4x. There it is.
Yeah, good call
and then
there.
we're going to get a fold. Yeah, unfortunate, but
bluff. Get the chips in.
Yeah, I mean, it's pads, right? He's limping buttons left and right with premiums, but, you know, he doesn't always have it. And your heads up, that dynamic has shifted.
Sure.
By the way, all the bettors right now, sorry, all the amount of bettors, $7,000 and change, all going crazy for pads right now. They all hate Q. They do not want to see your guy win this. All that money on the line. They're so close to the favorite right now.
7K bet on I'm Luck pads using GG's final table betting software. Just $337 bet on the Q. Calls here at 6 is full for pads.
That is a very, very wonderful sight to make 6 is full. Just in case you were a little concerned about being up against the flush, 10x, maybe a 3. You knew the hand was too good regardless, whatever was going to happen on the river. Oh, overbet here.
Oh, the overbet.
Yeah, and he's targeting those hands I mentioned, Jeff. He's targeting some sort of 10x, a flush, a 3, knowing that they're all easy calls.
I'm Luck pads with about a 2-1 chip lead.
These guys are deep. It's you know, heads up is a different animal, which we have seen with the feud between Doug and Daniel. Even though you're deep, money flies, money moves around. I don't know if we're going to see an immediate adjustment based on strategy here. Looks like it's been pretty small ball back and forth thus far early on. Again, like pads here, checking back ace-9, heads up. Over, after Q limps button with, you know, a dusty jack-6. I'm surprised that pads didn't try and build a larger pot with just ace-9. He's trying to remain a little under-repped, but now you're guessing.
Yeah.
Now you're guessing. It's what you want to avoid these situations. Now you're going to check. What are you doing now with ace-high? If you face a second barrel, a tremendous card for Q.
Yeah, for sure.
Gutter. He's got the jack of diamonds as well. I mean, you know, but he turns a gutter. It's a nice street to try and fire 2 on with just 6 or jack high. Overbet.
Wow, I like that.
Yeah, right? What do you do with ace high? You're just in jail. And you avoid that situation entirely when you just raise pre and you can sort of define the situation that you're in.
Vafa in the chat, how lucky are they? Now, sure, they're lucky. You know, anytime you can get heads up in a 31,000 entry tournament, you're lucky. But Brent, I would also say that these two specifically have played really well.
Oh, they've played great. Yeah, I mean, I think we saw the best 3 players. And again, hard to say because some of these guys came in short. I know that we had Party Maker who got 4th. He was very tough. But
yeah,
I think you're seeing you saw the best 3. Now, again, 2 of the best at this final table collide. There's luck involved, no doubt. There's gambling involved, no doubt. But you're seeing skill set on display from both of these players.
And I liked that raise from the Q with the 5 deuce off. So you saw him raise 4x with aces. You're also seeing him raise with the really bad as well, as he does flop trips here.
Yeah. Boy, a jack here somehow would be dirty. Imagine if Pat's bets. No, he's not going to. No. Don't get too cute now, Q, right? You would never check twice. He does have 3 kings, king of spades in his hand. Like, what am I afraid of? I don't know. Overbetting turn. This time he's got the goods.
Pat's out of the way. 600K, 1.2 million for another 11 hands. You see in the top left corner of your screen. Payouts in the bottom left corner.
Does he raise anymore? He's been limping
Haven't seen it, yeah. Really, ever since we were three-handed.
And I'm not hating on it, by the way. I think it's interesting. I do think the ace-9 a couple of moments ago was definitely one spot you just really should be raising, especially out of position. But he trusts his instincts, he trusts his feel, and no doubt the fundamentals, the range, he's got it all sort of dialed in. He knows right where he's at against Q for the most part.
All right, Brent, here's Buddy again diving into the stream, just wants all the attention.
Hi, Buddy.
Hi,
Buddy.
Give your regards.
I'm looking for Boiler. I don't see my dog.
Yeah, where's Boiler?
If I saw my dog, I've got two. Only one would come up and join. He's friendly.
Yep, only the nice one.
Yeah. By the way, the Bonnies did win. They're going to win by 8.
Nice.
Jeff. So,
nice. Okay, there we go. Nice pickup for the Bonnies.
Ruined yet. Yep. Never a doubt.
Queen Jack of Spades for the Q. Raise and take it. Over 60 million. So he's cut into that chip lead just a little bit. Now about a 3-2 chip lead for Unluck Pads. It's the walk here. Be sure to like and subscribe. GGPoker.tv. Big plans for subscribers in the future. Check out GG if you haven't already. Use the promo code GGTV. Either get a hundo and free tournament tickets or 100% match up to $600. Your choice. Giving away more than $6 million in December. Just giving it away. 7s for pads, the Q, the duck on the turn.
Don't hate it. Even the sizing. All right. 3/4. Now you just have to be done, I think. If he's betting on the river here, it's a bluff. Like he's turning a deuce into a bluff. Yeah. Pads, again, like another spot where I think I'd be quickly. Wow, he's going to value bet a 7. He's going to targeting a 2 or maybe a worse 7 there.
Oh boy. And heads up, these are pretty strong, folks. 8s for the Q, 10s for pads.
I think this is going to go in.
I'd be surprised if it didn't.
If pads 3 bets, I think Q's best play here, honestly, is the 4-bet jam 8s with this stack.
And 10s would be way too good if that was the case.
Folks, buckle up. I think this could be it.
Yep, all of it. There's the call, and here we go. The Q in dire need of an 8 to stay alive. Does not find it on the flop. Does not find it on the turn. 2 outs or we have our champion. We squeeze the river. Nope, it's not an 8. It's a deuce, and that will do it. I'm Luck Pads, the chip leader coming into this one, has won event number 1 of the World Series of Poker Winter Online Circuit Series for almost $169,000. Brent Hanks, what a showing from I'm Luck Pads, really throughout the entire final table.
That'll be tremendous, really. You know, he starts off as the chip leader. He's the betting favorite coming in, and he delivers from front to back. I loved his strategy. It was unique at times. Really impressive stuff from the Russian. $168,000, a piece of jewelry. He's a circuit ring winner, Jeff. Great stuff.
With that said, and he does deserve all the congratulatory wishes, my guy, the QY707 in his very first GG Poker tournament put in quite the effort as well.
Yeah, I mean, again, folks, he came in not having a cash to his name on GG Poker. It looks like the first tournament he's ever played on GG Poker. $50 living the poker dream that we all just wake up and want to do every single day. He just did it. $50 into 120K, his first cash. He looked like a true professional out there, Jeff.
Yeah, not too shabby for the queue. All right, let's wrap it up. Let's take a look at our final leaderboard. It has I'm Luck Pads on top, almost $169,000. The queue finishing in second. Doom Switcher in third. Quite the effort for the German. Party Maker in fourth. Brent, your guy Adam Bonk, you still proud of that effort to finish in fifth?
I am proud. The Polak, look at him. Fifth place, 44 grand. Came in as a short stack, Jeff. You know, take it all home.
Freddie finishing in sixth, and Cloudsley in seventh. Button clicking in eighth, and the good Dr. PhD Don with a couple tough spots to start this final table. All right, what's on deck for the World Series of Poker Winter Online Circuit Series? Let us take a look. Brent, look at how beautiful this schedule is. So you have the PLO event tomorrow. You have the mini main going on right now. We'll showcase that next Saturday. And then we got the Christmas Pialasis. Am I saying that correctly?
The Palasis, Jeff. The Christmas Palasis. Yeah.
The Palasis. The Christmas Palasis. Okay, the Christmas Palasis. We'll showcase that in a couple weeks, but coming up next week, Brent, we got to do it right. I mean, we got to show you the mini main event. It's a $170 buy-in, a $2 million guaranteed prize pool. Again, one more time, Brent, just in case you didn't hear me correctly, a $170 buy-in and a $2 million guaranteed prize pool.
Crazy. I mean, GGPoker, they just keep giving and giving and giving these massive prize pools, and you know they're going to drill it. There's going to be $3 million in this prize pool, Jeff.
6:15 p.m. UTC, 1:15 p.m. Pacific time, or no, 1:15 p.m. Eastern time, 10:15 a.m. Pacific time. There we go. I'll get the time zones things right eventually, perhaps by the end of the series. Probably not. So that's what we have on deck for the World Series of Poker Winter Online Circuit Series. But Brent, we are not done for the day, my friend. I do believe that we brought back the GG wild card. Is that correct?
Wild card.
Ooh, yes, that was good. That was good. So I think, Brent, it's going to be just about time to answer the GG wild card
The GGPoker
question.
wild card cam. Oh my. Tell me now, top pair. What do you do? Maybe a little value bet. What do we? Yeah, gosh, I'm nervous.
Perhaps he does fire after he rivers the ace, betting 6,455.
It just calls. Just calls. It's got to be 7 deuce, right?
No, it's the Jack 5. It's the Jack 5 offsuit for the straight for Bosca.
How does he just call with a straight? Hellmuth has just thrown his computer through the window, Jeff. Confirmed.
Come on, man. You just want to rub salt in my wound every time? Show some class. Show some class.
Hand number 2 is the winner. That was also my pick, Brent. And you're the analyst here?
You make me sick, Jeff. You make me sick. I don't know how you picked that correctly.
Yep.
Still sick about it.
Yeah,
absolutely sick about it. By the way, you get the wild card cam correct, and you picked Q, who outlasted my pick today and almost won the damn thing. I don't know, Jeff. I'm getting a little concerned about how sharp you are these days.
They do call me Jeff Sharp. Platt. No, they don't. They don't. Trust me, Brent. You know this. If I get a couple picks right, next week is the week to fade me, right?
100%. 100%. Everything you touch, I'm going the other way next week.
All right, well, thank you all so much for watching. We'll be back 1 week from today. In fact, on Monday, the High Stakes Feud resumes on ggpoker.tv. Shout out to our crew, to DK, to Matthew, to Hillia, to Jaden, to Tom, and to producer Simon for leading the way, for leading this grand venture. Brent and I have had an absolute blast, but we couldn't do it without you all watching. A worldwide audience, and we appreciate every single one of you. And with that, for Brent Hanks, I'm Jeff Platt. Y'all have a great rest of the weekend. Good night.
Let's not lose faith on Freddy. Oh, there it is. That's the equity flop.
Looking for a 7 and found the 7 on the turn.
That's a 1-outer. I mean, that's a
a 6 on the river, and we chop it up. Oh my! What a roller coaster ride! Adam shows the Doom Switcher somehow find the fold. He cannot. So here we go. Doom Switcher, the one on and at risk in the biggest pot of the tournament. 92 million in the middle and a jack on the flop. There's no drama in this one. That will do it for Doom Switcher. Out in third for $86,369. And Brent, to your point, I mean, there's the call, and here we go. The Q in dire need of an 8 to stay alive. Does not find it on the flop. Does not find it on the turn. 2 outs or we have our champion. We squeeze the river. Nope, it's not an 8. It's a deuce, and that will do it. I'm Luck Pats, the chip leader coming into this one, has won event number 1 of the World Series of Poker Winter Online Circuit Series.